My sisters were fawning over the fake heir, showering him with gifts. Meanwhile, my parents were busy listening in on my thoughts, their fists clenching tighter and tighter. I was lounging on my bed, scrolling through some juicy gossip about my sisters, completely unaware that everyone in the living room was getting the same scoop right along with me. Wow, Victoria has a crush on Liam? Like, a real romantic crush. She even stole a kiss from him back in high school. What? Mrs. Miller's expression changed, her sharp gaze landing on Liam. Liam couldn't hear my thoughts, but our mother's stare made his heart race. Victoria and Ashley felt a jolt of shock. Who was just speaking? The quickest to react, my second sister Hannah, had already composed herself, giving Victoria a complicated look. My inner voice piped up again. TSK, TSK. Good thing it was just on the cheek. If they'd kissed on the lips, what would that make them as brother and sister? Then again, they aren't blood-related, so a kiss on the lips wouldn't be a big deal. They could just get married when they grow up. Victoria shot to her feet, her eyes scanning the room, desperate to find the source. Who is spouting this nonsense? Suddenly, Hannah wasn't in a hurry to call me anymore. This gossip was too much fun. With that thought, she sat back down. Ashley glanced at her older sister's dark expression and quietly sat down as well, her feelings a tangled mess. Victoria having a crush on Liam, wasn't that a bit wrong? Seeing Victoria suddenly quiet down, Mrs. Miller instantly understood what was happening and quickly had the maid bring out a fruit platter. So, everyone could hear the gossip. This was going to be interesting. Haha. Victoria even wrote Liam a love letter. She was planning to give it to him secretly after his graduation, and it's still hidden in her drawer right now. What? She even wrote a love letter? My oldest sister, Victoria, was stunned. The person speaking, could it be her newly returned biological brother, Ethan? The voice was too unfamiliar to be Liam's. Victoria clenched her fists tightly. How could Ethan know something so private? Oh, let me see what the letter says. No, don't say it out loud, Victoria cried out, covering her face. Victoria, what's wrong? Are you not feeling well? Liam asked with concern. Seeing her shake her head, he paid it no more mind and sat down to continue unwrapping his presents. He thought to himself, I'll let Ethan see just how much our sisters love me. I'm the real beloved son in this family. What is this? A school essay? Ha ha ha. An essay love letter. Victoria's love letter was being mercilessly mocked, and her face turned bright red. Hannah, Ashley, and Mom were all trying to hold back their laughter. Ha ha. The first time I saw you, you were like a fire in winter, warming my entire heart. Pfft. Ha ha ha. There is a beauty on the other side of the river, but you are on the left side of my chest, in my heart. Stop talking. Victoria felt like a cooked lobster, red from head to toe. Oh my God. Oh my God. My serious, composed, and brilliant older sister actually wrote such a cheesy and lame love letter. So lame and so cheesy. Mrs. Miller covered her mouth, but she was thinking she had to find that letter, read it, and then destroy it. Ashley was laughing so hard her eyes had practically disappeared. She turned to her oldest sister, with whom she often bickered, and said, Victoria, can I borrow your computer later? Whatever, came a muffled reply, full of Victoria's self-doubt. There's gossip on Ashley too. Hee. After Victoria's drama, it's Ashley's turn. I was laughing so hard I almost rolled off the bed. Now it was Ashley's turn to be mortified. Oh God, please don't let it be anything bad. Victoria stopped covering her face, sat up straight, and prepared to enjoy the show. Liam was happily unwrapping his gifts alone, occasionally asking a question that the distracted group answered perfunctorily. He didn't mind. He was glowing with delight, imagining the envious and jealous look on my face later, which made him feel incredibly satisfied. Ashley is such a little rascal. When she was a kid, she broke Dad's antique vase and then glued it back together with super glue she bought herself. Haha, Dad still hasn't found out. Oh my God, that was a Ming Dynasty antique that Dad spent $30 million on at an auction. It's his most prized possession. What, 30 million? From the Ming Dynasty. Ashley hung her head, not daring to look at Mom. She wailed internally. How does Ethan know about this? You little spendthrift. Mrs. Miller shot her a hateful glare. Haha. And she also ruined Mom's antique painting collection. She actually used kitchen spices to paint an identical patch over the damage, and Mom has looked at it countless times without ever noticing. It was the painting they had all seen. Ashley ruined it and patched it with spices? Oh my God. When they were kids, they would get scolded just for touching it, and Ashley actually damaged it. It's over. Victoria glanced at her younger sister. This girl was beyond saving. She was hopeless, and she was about to get a beating. We wouldn't be satisfied otherwise. Ashley's heart pounded in her chest. It was all over. Her own brother had dirt on her. How was she ever going to live in this house again? And Victoria's rare coin collection was also swapped with fakes by Ashley. She took them to, I'm dying, she actually took them to. Victoria's eyes shot daggers at Ashley. My rare coins? My coins met the same fate? I've been collecting those for so long, and they're worth over $1 million on the market now. What on earth did she do with them? Ashley, feeling guilty, didn't dare to look at her older sister and buried her head even lower. Ashley, do you have a headache? Liam asked, confused. Yeah, came the same muffled reply. Liam feigned concern. Should I get you some medicine? No, it's fine. It'll get better soon. All right, since I won't be around, you have to take good care of yourself, Ashley. A warmth spread through Ashley's heart. Thanks, Liam. But Mrs. Miller was complaining internally. This kid just pays lip service, and the family adores him for it. How did we never notice this before? Where are the coins? Where in the world did the coins go? Victoria roared in her mind. The rare coins were traded by Ashley for an ice cream cone. What? $1 million worth of coins for one ice cream cone? Ashley, I'm going to kill you. Haha, she got scammed. The guy she had a crush on saw her playing with the coin, knew it was valuable, and traded it for an ice cream. Wow, Ashley is such a disaster. Victoria clenched her fists again. Great, this little spendthrift. She even scammed me. Just you wait, I'll settle this score with you slowly. Ashley glanced at her two sisters and, seeing no change in their expressions, breathed a sigh of relief. If they could also hear the inner voice, she'd be finished. Don't call on me, Hannah screamed internally. Don't call on me. Ashley sat up straight and started enjoying the drama. Hannah's eyes darted around nervously. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm a good person. My second sister is actually toying with a new artist at the company. What was his name again? She's just playing with him. Mrs. Miller wanted to slap her daughter twice. Is that something a decent person does? She's turning a perfectly good company into a mess. Victoria and Ashley secretly gave Hannah a thumbs up. Way to go, you really know how to have fun. Hannah roared internally. I only messed with this one. I'm not sleeping around. Okay, I'm not. He seems to really like my second sister. They almost got together. If it weren't for Liam sabotaging him, she wouldn't have taken the fall and gone to jail. Is this guilt or atonement? What? He likes me? That man who always gives me the cold shoulder actually likes me? Liam would harm me? How is that possible? And I'm going to jail? Hannah was overwhelmed with too much information to process at once. Although she didn't fully believe it, her conviction was shaken. Mrs. Miller lowered her head, her mind in turmoil. So, my second daughter goes to jail because of this male artist. I'd better not find out who he is, or I'll make them get married immediately. I can't let Liam run around causing trouble and harming my own daughter. Ashley was also skeptical now. Were the things Ethan said true or false? Just then, the doorbell rang. Mr. Miller was home. Mrs. Miller excitedly went to greet him. Honey, you're home so early today? Yeah, the girls are back today, so I wanted to come home early to see them. See the girls? If he knew what these little disasters have done, he'd probably want to beat them. Mr. Miller looked at everyone in the living room with some surprise. Oh, everyone's here? It's rare to see you all together. Where's Ethan? He's still sleeping. Come on over and get in on this gossip. He must be exhausted. Let him sleep. Nobody wake him up. Yeah, let him rest. Don't wake him. We're not in a huge rush to meet this brother anyway. Hannah immediately took out her phone and sent a message to her assistant. Reschedule the press conference to tomorrow at noon. She had a bad feeling that Ethan wouldn't make it to the press conference today. After sending the message, Hannah told Liam, the company's press conference has been postponed. We'll go tomorrow. Liam was a bit disappointed, but with so many new gifts, he had to go show them off. He stood up and smiled. Mom, Dad, sisters, my friends invited me out. I'll be back for dinner. Go ahead, everyone said in unison this time. Liam was a little let down, thinking his sisters would hang out with him. After he left, Mrs. Miller quickly pulled Mr. Miller into the study. Ashley ran to Victoria's room to borrow her computer, and Victoria followed, determined to find her rare coin. After everyone had left, only Hannah remained in the living room. Where did they all go? Curious, Hannah got up and followed them. Ashley had run to Victoria's room to find the love letter, and when her older sister walked in, she pretended to be starting up the computer. Victoria gave her a strange look, then blocked her view and secretly opened her safe. Inside was Victoria's entire collection of valuables. Her hobby was similar to their father's, as she loved collecting such things. Seeing the rare coin lying peacefully inside, she breathed a sigh of relief. I've never even taken it out. How could Ashley have possibly swapped it? Victoria reached for it, but her hand suddenly froze. The texture, the weight, the size, something felt off. A wave of panic washed over her as she quickly took the coin out and shone her phone's flashlight on it. One look, and she nearly had a heart attack from rage. Ashley. Ashley's hand trembled at the sound of her name, and she guiltily hid the love letter behind her back. Victoria, why did you suddenly yell my name? Victoria slammed the coin down in front of her, her eyes red with fury. You secretly opened my safe and swapped my rare coin? How is that possible? I don't even know the combination to your safe. Ashley denied it to the death. She knows how to figure out combinations. She's done so much petty theft around the house that she's gotten good at it. You don't know? Then what's with this coin? You've seen my rare coin before? Does it look like this? Ashley glanced at the coin she had put there and guiltily looked away. How would I know? That was a long time ago. Her older sister lost all her composure and lunged, pinning her down. Where did you take my coin? Give it back to me now. If you don't, I'll have all your endorsement deals canceled. You dare? What gives you the right to decide for me? Ashley panicked, shoved her away, and pulled out the love letter, waving it triumphantly in her face. This is a love letter, isn't it? If you dare cancel my deals, I'll read it out loud in front of everyone. Seeing her love letter stolen, Victoria's fists clenched so tight they cracked. You little brat, you just try reading that. I will read it. I'll read it in front of the whole family. Ashley bolted out of the room. Victoria cursed under her breath and chased after her. Hannah was right in the path and got knocked into, clutching her stomach in pain. She got angry too. Ashley, where are you going? Don't you have eyes? Ashley quickly hid behind Hannah, wailing, Hannah, stop her. Victoria is trying to hit me. Victoria chased after them, her face contorted with rage, which startled Hannah. Victoria, what's wrong with you? Are you feeling sick? I'm perfectly fine. Hold that little brat for me. I'm going to teach her a lesson today. What did she do? She's not a child anymore. You're still going to hit her. Ask her what she did. She swapped my rare coin for a $1 coin. Is that something a human being would do? What? She really swapped it. Hannah looked at Ashley with disapproval. Who did you give it to? Give it back to Victoria now. I don't know. I didn't take it. Ashley was still being stubborn, but her hands were secretly unfolding the love letter. She glanced at it, and the contents were exactly as Ethan had described. Haha, Victoria, this letter is so cheesy. I can't take it. Victoria had already lunged forward, and the two of them immediately started fighting. Hannah stood to the side, unsure of who to help, and could only remain silent. A moment later, a roar came from the study. Mr. Miller burst out with tears in his eyes, saw Ashley being held down and beaten, and rushed over to help. You little disaster. My antiques and my paintings, all ruined by you. Why were you even born with hands? When it was just her older sister holding her down, Ashley could still fight back. But now that her dad had joined in, she could only take the beating. It wasn't until she was crying her eyes out that she finally confessed to what she'd done. Wah, don't hit my face. I have to film. I was wrong. I traded the coin for ice cream, I broke the antique, and I poked a hole in the painting with a knife. Let me go. I'll pay for everything, no matter how much it costs. After she said that, Mr. Miller and Victoria hit her even harder. In the end, it was Mrs. Miller who felt sorry for her daughter and rescued her. Wah, they hit me. There, don't cry, Mommy will stand up for you. But what Mrs. Miller was really thinking was, serves you right for causing trouble. Getting a beating at your age, how embarrassing. You deserve it. Mrs. Miller saw the love letter in Ashley's hand, quickly snatched it, and tore it to shreds before anyone could react. What is this nonsense? Oh dear, you shouldn't be keeping things like this. What if it's a threatening letter? Victoria gathered the torn pieces of the letter, her heart aching. Mom! Mrs. Miller let out a small ah, and gave an apologetic little smile. Victoria, honey, I didn't do it on purpose. It's fine. Victoria picked up the scraps and delivered an ultimatum to Ashley. The coin or $5 million. You choose. Then she went into her room to be alone. Ashley tried to complain. Mom, look at her. Oh, stop it. Look at how angry you've made your sister. Mr. Miller spoke coldly. From now on, all of your income goes into your mother's account. You figure it out. Ashley wailed. Dad, you already froze all my cards. Where am I supposed to get money? Mr. Miller ignored her and went back to the study to mourn his antiques, wondering if they could be repaired. It would be such a shame to throw them away. Hannah watched this whole farce and silently gave me a thumbs up in her mind. You didn't even show your face, and the house is already a war zone. Impressive, my dear brother. As for me, I had fallen back asleep after enjoying the gossip, completely oblivious to the chaos outside. I was snuggled under the covers, trying to have a nice dream, but my dream self wasn't cooperating. I want to kiss her, but she keeps refusing. I kicked my legs in frustration. Damn it, it's just a dream. What's the big deal about one little kiss? I forcefully lunged forward, but when I saw the face, I was scared awake. What the hell? Why is the main female lead of this world in my dream? My apologies, my apologies. I almost assaulted the heroine. Well rested, I got out of bed feeling satisfied. It was 8 p.m. and I was starving. The soundproofing in this house was great, unlike the apartment the original me rented, where you could hear the neighbors fighting every day. It was enough to drive a person crazy. After washing up and getting ready, I prepared to meet my 3 beautiful sisters. The moment I opened the door, Mom rushed over and hugged me. Ethan, you're finally awake. Come down for dinner. I'll have the maid heat it up for you. Your 3 sisters are in the living room. Let me introduce you. When I got downstairs, I saw 3 stunningly beautiful sisters, and I wondered to myself, why are Victoria's and Ashley's faces a little swollen, but not Hannah's? Did they get hit? My God, who would dare hit them? I felt a surge of anger. Who laid a hand on my dear sisters? They're already the side characters in this story, and someone is still bullying them like this? That's inhuman. Dad was silent for a moment, then explained with a chuckle. They ran into a wall when they got home. That's why their faces are swollen. The one with the worst swelling is your 3rd sister, Ashley, and the one with the lighter swelling is your oldest sister, Victoria. You've already met Hannah. Ashley, I called out softly, feeling a bit nervous. Even though Mom and Dad's attitude towards me had changed, in the story, these 3 sisters all disliked me. Would they get angry if I addressed them? They didn't get angry, but they just nodded without saying anything. After all, we were still strangers. But they were all thinking the same thing. This brother looks so much like Mom, he's definitely her biological son. Don't mind them, you'll get used to each other, Mom said, pulling me to a seat. She glanced at the beaming Liam and asked her 3 daughters. It's your first time meeting your brother. You all prepared gifts for him, right? Quick, take them out and let me see. The moment she finished speaking, everyone except Dad looked awkward. They hadn't even thought about buying me a gift. Hannah had actually bought something, but Liam had taken it and unwrapped it all. Everyone fell silent. The reason they had come back was to support Liam and make sure I didn't bully him at home. But after what had just happened, they realized they were the ones who needed support. I hadn't done a thing, and they had already fallen into chaos and gotten a beating. Was this karma for not buying me a gift? Seeing their silence, Dad suddenly slammed his hand on the table, his face livid. I believe I reminded you all before. Did you not buy anything? Liam jumped. It was the first time he had ever seen Dad this angry. He had been so proud that his sisters only bought gifts for him, planning to show them off to me when I woke up, but now he didn't dare. What would Mom and Dad think of me if I brought them out? That the sisters only loved me and gave all their gifts to me? If I said that, Mom and Dad would be disappointed in me, wouldn't they? Mrs. Miller looked at Liam, thinking, if he would just stand up for the 3 girls and offer to share the gifts, this whole thing would blow over. But he just stood there, doing nothing. This was the brother her 3 daughters doted on, a truly ungrateful snake. Hannah finally spoke up. Mom, I bought something. Liam has it. Liam was stunned, looking at Hannah in disbelief. Hannah, wasn't that a gift for me? Hannah looked away. One of them was for Ethan. I didn't get a chance to tell you. Impossible. Liam lowered his head in disappointment. Even if he had known one was for Ethan, he hadn't offered to bring the gifts out. Mrs. Miller took the initiative. Liam dear, I saw you unwrapping so many gifts earlier. You must have quite a haul. Why don't you go get them and share with Ethan? Why should I? Liam's face was pale. Dad, those were gifts from my sisters to me. How can I give them all to him? Ethan is their biological brother. No matter how much of a stranger he is, blood is thicker than water. Be a little more sensible. You can't use all those gifts anyway. The 3 sisters were conflicted. If we speak up for him, we'll seem heartless towards our real brother. But if we don't, it hurts to see Liam in such a difficult position. After all, with our real brother missing for so many years, we had poured all our love into Liam. It had become a habit. I snorted internally. Making him give up those gifts is harder than killing him. If he doesn't want to give them, then fine. Who cares about their stupid gifts anyway? I spoke up to break the heavy silence. I've never given him a gift either. Since he wants them so badly, just consider them a gift from me. My gaze swept over my 3 sisters, and I saw them suddenly stiffen. I fell silent. Do these sisters really hate me that much? They can't even stand me looking at them. I turned to Mrs. Miller. Mom, I'm hungry. I want to eat. Mom sighed. Forget it. After dinner, I'll take you shopping, just the 2 of us. She said this for Liam to hear, making it clear that no one else was invited. Liam kept his head down, his expression pained, his nails digging into his palms. He thought to himself, Ethan, who needs your charity? Liam stood up, his voice choked with tears. Mom, Dad, I'm not feeling well. I'm going to go upstairs. After Liam left, Victoria stood up, but Mrs. Miller stopped her. Where are you going? Mom, Liam isn't feeling well. I'm going to check on him. Check on what? It's only been a minute. What could possibly happen to him? TSK so worried. Victoria really is in love with Liam. Shut up, Victoria suddenly yelled, startling everyone. Realizing her outburst, she quickly apologized. Sorry, Mom. I wasn't yelling at you. Mrs. Miller sat down, her face grim. You've just met your biological brother? And this is your attitude? Victoria said helplessly. Mom, Liam looked really pale. You know his health isn't good. He received so many gifts. What could be wrong? He looked ecstatic to me. Mom, how can you say that? Victoria was shocked. Wasn't Mom the one who doted on Liam the most? Hannah and Ashley also felt that Mom's attitude towards Liam had soured. They wondered, is it because of Ethan? It seems like his arrival has shattered the peace in this family. I thought to myself, see, it's clearly not my fault, but they'll blame me anyway, thinking my return is why Liam is being mistreated. But who's the real brother here? Since I got back, they haven't even called me by my name, just given me dirty looks. TSK, at least I tried to address them. If I actually cared about them, I'd probably be heartbroken. If they don't want to treat me like a brother, then I don't have to treat them like sisters. They're all crazy and need help. The family heard this, and it left a bad taste in their mouths. The three sisters began to reflect on whether they had gone too far. I stood up and smilingly pulled Mom to her feet. Mom, I'm craving hot pot. Let's go eat, and then we can go shopping afterwards. Mom's heart ached so much she wanted to cry, and she nodded. The two of us left under the complicated gazes of the other four. Dad looked coldly at his three daughters. You'd better not disappoint Ethan too much, or you'll be the ones crying later. He then turned to Victoria with a warning. You're the eldest. You need to set a good example, not become the subject of gossip and criticism. If you can't do that, I'll consider letting Hannah take over the main company. Victoria clenched her fists and lowered her head. I understand, Dad. Mr. Miller then looked at his other two daughters. And you too, if you dare bully Ethan in this house, your mother and I will send Liam away. The Miller family has raised him for 18 years. We've done more than enough. The two of them nodded quickly, afraid of being scolded. Mr. Miller looked at his three daughters with a sense of helplessness. They were all so outstanding. How could they be so blind when it came to Liam? No wonder his own son had cursed them as blind parents in his thoughts. Now he had three blind sisters to add to the list. Dad went to his study, but Victoria still wanted to check on Liam, worried something might happen to him. Hannah gave Ashley a look, and Ashley understood immediately. She put an arm around Victoria's shoulder and smiled. Victoria, I know you're still mad about the coin. Don't worry, I'll get it back for you tomorrow. Let's go check on Liam, just in case he's really sick. Although they cared for Liam, they treated him as a brother, not with the kind of other feelings Victoria seemed to have. Now that they knew about their older sister's feelings, they had to reduce the chances of the two of them being alone together. If something really happened, their parents would be furious, and if word got out, the Miller family would become a laughingstock. In reality, they were overthinking it. While Victoria did like Liam, she knew her limits. Besides, the love letter wasn't signed, so even if she gave it to him, he wouldn't know who wrote it. Victoria just couldn't bear to throw it away. It was the first and last love letter she would ever write. Couldn't she just keep it for herself to look at? Unfortunately, Mom had torn it to shreds, the kind that couldn't even be pieced back together. While the three sisters were still worried about a red-eyed and teary Liam, Mom and I ran into some trouble of our own. Because when we went out, we ran into my haters. And not just one, but a whole group of them, the ones from my own Twitter account. I hadn't had time to check Twitter since I got back from the island, so I had no idea what was going on. What confused me even more was that from the moment they saw me, this group of haters was completely silent. They didn't shout or take pictures. They just stared at me intently and followed quietly from behind, like a silent, invisible tail. Mom was puzzled. Who are they? They seem to know you, and they're giving me the creeps. I thought to myself, I've lived 2 lifetimes and never encountered a situation this bizarre. Mom, I have no idea either. Why do these people look like a gang? My God, what is going on? Are they my fans or my haters? I'd better get out of here. There are too many of them and I don't want a fight to break out. So I quickly grabbed Mom's hand and ran. When I saw the haters didn't follow, I finally breathed a sigh of relief. But the haters were baffled. What happened? Why did he run away? Weren't we told that if we were just quiet, he'd greet us kindly and wouldn't hit us? The leader of the group was questioned. What's going on? Why did he take off? The leader was just as confused. Maybe there weren't enough of us. He didn't think we were worth his time. Is that it? I got some inside info that Ethan has a press conference tomorrow. We should get more people to go. Who would have thought that the haters who relentlessly cursed me online just wanted me to say hello to them in real life? Unfortunately, both sides thought they were about to get attacked, leading to this strange standoff. After shaking off the fans, Mom and I felt it wasn't safe outside, so we ate quickly and headed back home. That night, I opened my Twitter account and was shocked to see my follower count, over 5 million. Before I could even be happy about it, I saw that the comments were a solid wall of insults. In disbelief, I scrolled, searching for a single positive comment until my eyes were sore, but I couldn't find one. I tossed my phone aside, feeling completely hopeless. I'll probably get eggs and bricks thrown at me at the press conference tomorrow. I should probably bring some kind of weapon, but what I couldn't figure out was whose fanbase is made up entirely of haters. I got up early the next morning to look for a weapon. I had bought a lot of clothes on my last shopping trip but hadn't really looked at them. Soon I found a suitable outfit in the pile. Other celebrities dressed to the nines for press conferences. Me? I'm bundled up from head to toe, complete with a hard-brimmed hat. Looking at my reflection, I nodded in satisfaction. Whether it's eggs or bricks, this outfit should at least be able to withstand one hit. I left the house feeling pleased with myself and ran into Liam, who was dressed in a formal suit. I instinctively asked, "Aren't you cold?" "Brother, as an artist, one must always present their best self. What kind of outfit is that?" Liam sneered internally, as expected of someone with no class. He doesn't even know how to match nice clothes, just throws on weird combinations. Well, this works out. It'll just make me look even better by comparison, right? I looked down at my own outfit and smiled. "I think it's great." Liam's words were full of praise. "Brother, your outfit is very unique. I'm sure someone will like it." But he was thinking, he's dressed more ridiculously than a cowboy. He looks like a mob boss, more like he's going to a brawl than an interview. When my family saw my outfit, they were all silent for a moment, thinking, is that the only outfit he owns? My 3 sisters wanted to say something, but Mom stopped them with a look that said, "Ethan's been through enough, don't discourage him." The 3 of them could only force a smile and stay quiet. As a company executive, Hannah also had to attend the press conference, so she took Liam and me with her. In the car, Hannah's expression was grim. "There will probably be a lot of fans at this press conference. Ethan, you hit Liam on the show. You must apologize to him at the conference." I thought to myself, why should I apologize to him? So that's the real point. They want me to apologize to salvage Liam's reputation after he mistook that con artist. Sorry, not happening. Hannah's face darkened. "If you don't do as you're told, the company will consider you to have a character problem and shelve you." I wasn't about to back down. "Then let's see them try." Liam spoke up meekly, "Brother, you don't need to apologize to me. It was all my fault for mistaking the con artist. Otherwise, everyone wouldn't have been in danger." "Liam, it's not your fault." Hannah immediately comforted him. "Hannah, it was my own lack of judgment. No one could have known in that situation, so don't blame yourself." No, Ethan knew. He was the one who misled me. Liam thought viciously to himself. At this press conference, I'm going to expose him. He's clearly up to no good. And he thinks Hannah will defend him? He's still dreaming. "My blind sister, you got lucky and avoided the trouble with Tiffany. But there's plenty more suffering in store for you. Her man is actually going to be in the same cast as Liam, as a supporting actor. Oh, and Liam is planning to use the same trick on him that he used on Tiffany." Hannah thought to herself, whose man? This gossip is missing the key details. Can't he be more specific? She reminded me, "Remember to apologize, or the company won't give you any resources." "I'm not apologizing. What are you going to do, hit me?" Hannah's knuckles cracked as she clenched her fists. She thought, I do want to hit him, but I'm not sure if I can win. Soon the car stopped. Hannah got out with her arm linked through Liam's, both of them smiling warmly for the reporter's cameras. I followed nonchalantly behind, but my eyes were scanning the surroundings. I was a little nervous, afraid that fans would start throwing eggs the moment they saw me. If they were going to throw them, at least wait until after the press conference. I was dressed all in black with my hat pulled down low, looking more like a bodyguard than a celebrity. So when I appeared, no one even recognized me. My haters, who had been waiting for a while, were getting impatient when they didn't see me. "Where's Ethan? Did he not come? What's going on? We brought so many people, and he's still not satisfied. It's all your fault for saying the venue was too small for so many people. Now look, there aren't enough people. and Ethan can't even be bothered to show up. Hannah looked at the massive crowd and nodded in satisfaction. Liam, these must all be your fans, right? There are so many of them, at least a few hundred. Liam glanced over and also assumed they were his fans. He waved at them happily, though only a few people waved back. He didn't mind, thinking to himself, my fans are more polite, not like Ethan's crazy haters who just curse at everyone. Humph, just like Ethan himself. Rude, crude, violent, and classless. After waiting for a long time without seeing me, the fans finally got angry. Where's Ethan? Where is he? Get him out here. We all came here and this is his attitude? He's completely disrespecting us. If you don't bring Ethan out, no one is getting through this press conference today. A large number of fans started to get rowdy. Liam started to get worried. Hannah, it seems like they're here for my brother. They're saying they want an explanation from him. Is he going to be okay? Hannah was confused. Ethan was right there. What were these fans yelling about? Neither of them knew that the fans were so agitated because they couldn't see me. So, the fans who couldn't see me dropped the pretense and started cursing. If Ethan doesn't show up today, I'll smash rotten eggs in all your faces. I brought bricks. Whoever tries to stop me, I'll put a hole in their head. I brought pepper spray. Anyone who makes excuses for Ethan is getting a face full of it. Hannah frowned when she heard this. These fans brought so many weapons. What were the security guards at the door doing? And Ethan, how much of a nobody was he to be this hated? Hannah instinctively shielded Liam behind her, afraid that a sudden riot would involve him. Seeing the fans getting more and more agitated, Hannah had no choice but to take the microphone and try to calm them down. Everyone, please be patient. Today's main guests are all here. If you have any questions, you can ask them directly. The fans were speechless. Ma'am, you're lying through your teeth. Where is Ethan? We don't see him. We only see our precious Liam. Where is Ethan? In the sky. Hearing this, Hannah instinctively looked over at me. I was standing far away from them with my head down. She was so angry she wanted to curse. No wonder no one could see Ethan. His hat was covering his face. Ladies and gentlemen, the press conference will now officially begin. Members of the media may direct their questions to me or to the two artists from our company. Hannah didn't bother anymore, walked straight over to me, and tossed me the microphone. I awkwardly looked up, holding the mic. The moment I looked up, all the fans froze. The reporters and media froze too. This was Ethan? What was he wearing? Dressed like a bodyguard, was he here to fight? And so, all the fans stopped making a scene and just stared at me blankly. Their stares made my skin crawl, and my whole body tensed up. I thought to myself, if things get dangerous, I'm ready to fight back at any moment. But 10 seconds passed, then a minute, and the fans did nothing. Seeing this, I relaxed a little. It seemed these haters had some decency after all, waiting until after the press conference to settle their scores with me. The fans weren't causing trouble because they were actually intimidated by my outfit. This getup clearly screamed brawl, not press conference. Some of the fans in the front were starting to get scared, worried I might suddenly lash out and attack them. But then they thought, getting beaten up by my own idol, maybe that's not so bad. After a while, the reporters started asking questions, all of them about what happened on the reality show. Someone asked me, why did you hit someone on the show? Was it part of the script? Or was it a personal grudge? I smiled. Of course, it was part of the script. Another reporter asked, why did you expose the situation with Tiffany and her boyfriend on the spot? I smiled again and replied, the things I revealed were just me talking nonsense. I have no proof. The reporters were speechless. You might not have proof, but your fans do. How can your nonsense turn out to be true? What kind of mouth is that? It's like you're a prophet. A reporter asked me, since you and Liam are brothers, why didn't you take care of him on the show and instead hit him? Here came the main point. Hannah was signaling me from the side to apologize quickly. I pretended not to see her and continued smiling. I hit him to train his reflexes. Next time he's in a situation like that, he shouldn't just rush in to break up a fight. After all, fists don't have eyes. The implication was that Liam got hit because he chose to intervene, so it wasn't my fault. Hearing this, Liam suddenly burst into tears, interrupting me. Brother, if I didn't try to stop the fight, what if something happened to you? I don't mind that you hit me. I was just worried about you. Hannah breathed a sigh of relief. Thank goodness Liam was quick on his feet, otherwise Ethan would have been attacked by the fans. Liam's fans immediately jumped to his defense. Our precious Liam, stop making excuses for him. Look at his attitude. Exactly. He has to apologize to you today, or he's not leaving. This was exactly the effect Liam wanted. He thought to himself, even though only a few fans are speaking up for me, the ones who are silent must be furious. But he didn't know that most of the fans were quiet because I was staring right at them. If they caused a scene, I would definitely look down on them. They needed to listen to me quietly. The reporters had no choice but to turn to Liam. Regarding the show's crew being held by con artists, were you aware of the situation beforehand? Here it was. Liam was crying and didn't answer, but the paid trolls planted in the audience finally spoke up. Liam, we heard that it was your report that put everyone in danger. Is that true? Liam cried even harder. I really didn't do it on purpose. There were extenuating circumstances. Then tell us. We fans will support you. A small number of fans chimed in, urging him to speak. Liam gritted his teeth and finally said, this whole thing, it was my brother who told me. What? He told you? He knew all along. Liam continued. He told me about the real director's situation and told me to find a way to call the police. I believed him, but I never expected. He didn't need to finish the sentence. His fans exploded. He's so vicious, framing his own brother. Ethan, you don't deserve to be in the entertainment industry. Get out. You menace. Get out. A fan who was shouting insults suddenly had pepper spray splashed in their face and screamed in pain. Who ambushed me? You coward. Who threw a rotten egg at me? Are you crazy? The crowd suddenly erupted into chaos. Liam, who had been waiting for me to be attacked, was stunned. Why hadn't the fans made a move? Why were they fighting amongst themselves? Who hit me with a brick? I'll teach you to run your mouths. Is he someone you're allowed to curse at? If anyone's going to curse at him, it's us. When did these scumbags sneak in? Haters, raise your hands. My haters all raised their hands in unison. Anyone who didn't was immediately surrounded and slapped. Looking at the chaotic scene, Hannah turned to me and asked suspiciously, did you do this? I said innocently, I'm just as confused as you are. Just as everyone was in the middle of a heated brawl, police sirens sounded from outside. Everyone stopped and looked towards the entrance to see a group of police officers walking in. Liam suddenly got excited, thinking they were here to arrest me. He quickly grabbed me and shouted to the police, Ethan is here. I've got him. I slapped his hand away, furious. Are you insane? Why would they arrest me? Liam's hand was red from the slap, and he started crying again. Brother, just stop resisting. You're being arrested because you hit someone. Can't you just be well-behaved like me? My haters looked at each other in confusion. The police were here to arrest someone? Were they here to arrest our idol? An officer shouted into the hall. Where is Ethan Miller? Where is he? When the police called my name, the fans fell silent. Some wanted to jump up and point me out, but they got a face full of pepper spray. Ah, who is doing this? Officer, I was attacked too. Arrest them. A fan who raised her hand suddenly had her mouth covered and was held still. They were going crazy. Which bastard was stopping them from speaking? The officer looked at the crowd and frowned. That's strange. I thought I heard someone yelling for help. Seeing the police had arrived, Hannah realized the gravity of the situation and quickly went down to ask, Officers, what's going on? We're looking for Ethan Miller. Is he here? Hannah hesitated, thinking, they're obviously here to arrest Ethan. They even brought handcuffs. While Hannah was still worrying, Liam rushed over and excitedly told the police, Officers, you're here to arrest Ethan, right? He's right there on the stage, the one in the black clothes. Liam, what are you saying? Hannah tried to stop him, but it was too late. She could only explain to the police, although Ethan hit someone on the show, it was part of the script. If he really did something wrong, the company should be the one to handle it. The officer was puzzled. Who said we were here to arrest anyone? Liam was stunned. You're not here to arrest Ethan? Why would we arrest him? Since he's here, this makes things easier. The officer quickly called over his colleague, straightened his collar, and walked onto the stage holding something. Once on stage, he picked up a nearby microphone and spoke powerfully to the fans. Since the reporters and fans are all here, we might as well join in on the fun. The fans below, realizing he wasn't there to make an arrest, finally reacted and applauded cooperatively. The officer was very pleased, then pulled a confused me into the middle of them and handed me a commemorative plaque that read, for courageously and warm-heartedly reporting for justice. Holding the plaque, I was completely baffled. What was going on? How did I suddenly become a hero? The officer said excitedly, thanks to Mr. Miller's report, we were able to successfully dismantle the fraud operation on the island and rescue the hostages. We're here today to present him with this plaque. Another officer took out an envelope the size of a person's face and placed it in my hands. A reporter zoomed in with their camera. Reward, $500,000. I glanced at it and was shocked. A windfall? $500,000? What kind of insane luck was this? But when Liam saw this, his eyes turned red with jealousy. He rushed forward to challenge it. It couldn't have been him who made the call. This hasn't been properly investigated. Why should I be the one getting cursed out by netizens while Ethan gets this kind of honor? Liam was trembling with rage. He refused to accept this outcome. The officer was not pleased. We have already investigated thoroughly. It was Mr. Thompson who reported it to the police, but the credit belongs to Mr. Miller. What? Tiffany's father said that? Impossible. If he said anyone, it should have been me. Why Ethan? That Tiffany, you? A reporter asked. Officer, if Ethan discovered there was a problem on the island early on, why didn't he tell anyone around him? The officer gave the reporter an appreciative thumbs up. That's an excellent question. Why didn't he tell anyone? If it were you and I told you, would you have believed me? The reporter shook his head. The officer asked again, and what would have happened if you did believe it? I would have been scared, afraid of giving it away, and then the con artists would have shut down the live stream early. The officer smiled. So, Ethan confused everyone, making those around him believe the truth was a lie. Wouldn't that make the con artists lower their guard? And wouldn't that give them more time to call the police? So that's how it was. The fans finally understood. So our mission here today is complete. Mr. Miller has performed a great service, and we hope everyone can learn from his example. After a few more words, the police left. Because of the police's intervention, there was no need to continue the press conference. Everyone who needed to understand, understood. Liam stood there with a grim face, completely surrounded by reporters. Mr. Liam, could you please explain your actions just now? Mr. Liam, without knowing the truth, did you believe Mr. Miller's actions were wrong? Liam was so overwhelmed by the questions that he started to cry. My brother didn't tell me the truth, but I don't blame him. His actions weren't wrong. I was the one who was wrong. I only acted that way because I was worried about him. If the police were really there to arrest someone, I would have been an accomplice for harboring a criminal. With just a few sentences, Liam had exonerated himself. Hannah quickly shielded him and led him away, thinking, if we stay any longer, the crowd will only get bigger. I wasn't surprised to be left behind, nor did I care. I carefully put the plaque away and grinned, showing off my teeth. I've lived 2 lifetimes, and this is the first time I've received an honor like this. I'm going to take it home and hang it somewhere Liam can see it. As for the $500,000, I'm going to save it. This isn't the kind of money you just spend carelessly. When I left, no one dared to stop me. The fans watched me quietly, their eyes filled with a hint of expectation. I thought to myself, logically, since Liam has left, his fans should have left too. Not only are these people still here, but they're looking at me with such hopeful eyes. Could they be my fans? I laughed at myself, thinking it was impossible. My Twitter is full of haters. Where would I get actual fans? But seeing as they had made the trip, I still smiled and greeted them. Thanks for your hard work, everyone. You did a great job. I gave them a quick gesture and walked away swiftly, afraid they might suddenly start throwing rotten eggs. After I left, all the fans went wild. Our idol praised us. He said we did a great job and thanked us for our hard work. I knew we were right to hate him. Haters to Twitter. I got so many ugly pictures of Ethan today. Let's go expose him. When I got home, I presented the plaque to Mom and Dad as if it were a treasure. They were so happy they almost lost their composure. That's my boy. You truly are our son. Our son is a hero. I have to post this on Facebook. There was a new trending topic on Twitter. Ethan Miller arrested by police at press conference. And is Ethan Miller's arrest real or fake? This was clearly the work of my haters. They loved doing this kind of thing. Someone even photoshopped the plaque and the reward into a pair of silver handcuffs, and it looked quite convincing. Just when everyone thought it was real, someone posted a video from the scene. The story completely flipped, and all the people who had been kicking me while I was down were left with egg on their faces. After being publicly humiliated by the police, Liam stayed in his room and refused to come out, giving my 3 sisters a massive headache. As for me, I had Mom hang the plaque in the living room so that everyone could see it. Liam would never have imagined that this incredible honor would fall into my lap. I also never expected the police to pull a stunt like that. Gossip mission calculating. Calculation complete. Gossip items. 8 points earned. 80. System is eligible for an upgrade. Does host wish to upgrade? Wow, 8 of them. I was delighted. Upgrade. After the upgrade, the system store will be unlocked. I'm curious to see what kind of amazing items are inside. After the system upgraded, the system store opened. I eagerly took a look, and the point prices nearly blinded me. Useless system. This is what you show me? This is a ripoff. A pack of tissues costs 10 points. Making points isn't easy. I thought upgrading the system would put me on the path to success, and this is what I get. Host, the system store has a prize wheel. You get 1 free spin per day. You can win any item from the store, including discount coupons. Fine, it's better than nothing. So I used my daily spin and won a gossip nudge. It can help someone or something get out of a difficult situation or change an outcome. After the upgrade, I can get gossip on anyone? Does that mean I can even get the dirt on random strangers? That's actually pretty cool. Just as I finished browsing the items, Hannah's angry voice called out, "Ethan, get out here." I thought to myself, oh, she's here to settle the score. Liam won't come out to eat. You go apologize to him and cheer him up. Cheer him up? Has the world ended? Or is it raining knives? This blind sister of mine wants me to apologize to him? What did I do wrong? Oh, my sister wants me to apologize. Should I stick the needle in or not? Hearing this made Hannah even more furious. That bastard. He's actually thinking about stabbing his brother with a needle. How can he be so vicious? He's not even hungry. He has a ton of snacks in his room. Every time he uses the excuse of not eating, he just wants you all to feel sorry for him. Turns out, he's enjoying his snacks more than you're enjoying your dinner. Hannah paused. Eating snacks? How could that be? Liam wasn't that kind of person. I opened my door and immediately saw the plaque hanging on the living room wall. I chuckled. Mom had hung it in a really conspicuous spot. You could see it from the first floor. I looked at Hannah, confused. Hannah, what does Liam not eating have to do with me? Oh, look at that. Liam just opened a bag of imported snacks and is eating them right now. Hannah gave me a complicated look. If you had just explained to the reporters from the beginning, Liam wouldn't have misspoken. He feels terrible right now. How is that not related to you? Wow, he's really enjoying himself. I'm gonna go see what he's eating. I gave a sweet smile. Okay, I'll go get him. I walked over to Liam's door and knocked. Hannah followed behind, thinking that she should stop me, but she found that she didn't want to. She also wanted to see if Liam was really eating snacks. When Liam opened the door, he looked haggard. Brother, Hannah, I can't eat. You guys go ahead. He looked as fragile as a white lotus, his pitiful eyes glistening with tears. Anyone who saw him would think he was too pure for this world. Too bad he's actually ruthless. I tried to look into his room, but he subtly blocked my view. I smiled. Sorry, I'm not here to call you to dinner. My water heater is broken, so I need to borrow your bathroom. Then I just pushed my way inside, bumping Liam and making him stumble back. Tears immediately welled up in his eyes, and he threw himself into Hannah's arms, crying, "Hannah, my brother hates me. No matter how hard I try, he resents me for being in this family." Hannah quickly comforted him, her expression darkening. "Ethan, you really went too far." I ignored him and walked straight to his desk. Seeing this, Liam started to panic. He quickly wiped his tears and called out to me, Brother, that's my private study area. Weren't you going to take a shower? The bathroom is over there." He pointed in a direction. I grinned. "I like to draw while I'm in the shower." "Nonsense." Liam rushed over to stop me, but I was faster. I pulled out the drawer and then accidentally dropped it on the floor. With a loud thud, all the snacks in the drawer spilled out, including the recently opened bag of imported cookies. Liam's face turned pale, but I feigned surprise as I stared at the snacks on the floor. Wow, so many snacks. Turns out my little brother is a snack lover too, just like me. You know, when I used to get mad at my family and refused to eat, I'd fill my drawer with snacks so I'd have something when I got hungry. My family would get worried and try to coax me, and I loved that feeling of being cared for. You're the same way, right, Liam? After all, who would really starve themselves? Every word I said was like a needle stabbing Liam's heart. He was both angry and embarrassed, and he frantically looked at Hannah, trying to explain. "Hannah, Victoria bought these for me. I couldn't finish them, so I just put them in the drawer." Hannah looked at the drawer full of snacks, her expression shifting through several shades, her feelings complicated. She thought, well, I got the gossip and I also learned something new. Turns out every boy who sulks and refuses to eat likes to hide snacks in his drawer. She forced a smile and comforted him. "It's okay. If you don't feel like eating dinner, you can have some snacks so you don't go hungry." Liam still felt humiliated. He couldn't understand how I had so coincidentally opened that specific drawer. He thought, he knew there were snacks in there all along and came in just to expose me. Having gotten my fill of drama, I walked out with a smile. I suddenly don't feel like showering anymore. I'm hungry, let's go eat. I'm a grown-up now, I don't eat snacks. Liam sadly pushed Hannah out of the room. "Hannah, you go eat. I really can't." Knowing he had snacks in his room, Hannah didn't press him further. She just told him to eat something if he got hungry and then went downstairs. Liam slammed the door shut, rushed over, and stomped on the snacks on the floor. "Ethan, I will make you pay for this." Liam took out his phone and sent a message to Ryan. After sending it, he stared blankly at the crushed snacks, tears streaming down his face. Then, with trembling hands, he picked up the ruined snacks. He thought, even though they're crushed, they're still edible. I can't just throw away such expensive snacks because of Ethan's provocation. Liam ate until he felt sick, finally finishing all the snacks. He took the wrappers to the bathroom to burn them, not wanting anyone else in the family to see. If they saw, who knows what they would think of me. The smoke was so thick that Liam started choking and had to run out of the room. The moment he ran out, the house's fire alarm suddenly went off. He frantically ran back in with water to put out the fire. After extinguishing it, he looked at the unburnt trash, tried to flush it down the toilet but found it was clogged. He was on the verge of a breakdown, but he held back his disgust and picked the trash back out. Then came another knock from Hannah at the door. "Liam, are you okay? Why is there a fire in your room?" Hannah knew why there was a fire, because I had been narrating the whole thing in my head. She didn't find it annoying, just thought this brother of hers was a bit crude, talking so bluntly about things like crap and pee that it made her feel a little sick. Liam made another excuse and sent Hannah away. As Hannah walked downstairs, she was still thinking, so my brother is that frugal, he even picks up and eats snacks that have fallen on the floor. She suddenly felt a pang of pity for him. Just then, she heard my gossiping inner voice again and was so shocked that she missed a step and tumbled right down the stairs. Hannah landed in a heap right at my feet. My mouth twitched, and I feigned concern. "Hannah, are you okay? You're a grown woman. How could you be so careless?" But internally, I was gloating. "Serves you right. That's what you get for being blind. You're really out of luck this time." Hannah quickly scrambled to her feet, noticing the whole family staring at her, their eyes filled with schadenfreude. She calmly walked to the table and sat down to eat. I thought to myself, as expected of someone so thick-skinned, she can remain completely unfazed even after that. No one had much of an appetite during that meal. Knowing that Liam was in the bathroom unclogging a toilet, how could anyone eat? It wasn't actually that disgusting. I just described it in a particularly nauseating way. I was getting gossip from the system. The uncle next door is cheating on his wife. He's in bed with his mistress right now. Hannah was shocked. Mr. Henderson from next door? The kind-faced man who used to hold her when she was a child? How could he? Wow, his wife is back. She's almost at the door. Mom immediately stood up, a glint of gossip in her eyes. I just remembered we have cucumbers in the garden. I'm going to go pick one. My oldest sister also stood up. Mom, I'll go with you. That dog of ours can be jumpy. Ashley got up too. I want a cucumber too. Hannah hesitated for a moment before standing up as well. I don't have much of an appetite either. I'll go to the garden and pick some garlic. I was taken aback, then quickly stood up. Hannah, I want some garlic too. I thought, I don't want garlic. I want to get the gossip. The entire family went out to the yard, all of them looking towards the neighbor's house. A moment later, a car drove past the house. It was Mr. Henderson's wife returning. Wow, the car is so loud, the people upstairs heard it. The other woman is climbing out the window. They all looked up and saw a woman, who hadn't had time to get dressed, climbing out onto the window ledge. The moment she was out, she made eye contact with our entire family. I thought to myself, my eyes, this is so cringe. My three sisters quickly averted their gaze. Mom shouted out, Mrs. Henderson, there's a chicken on your balcony. Come and get it. Hearing this, the woman on the ledge panicked. Where is that little tramp? Mrs. Henderson's head popped out of another window. She had been smiling to greet my mother, but then she caught sight of the woman on the other ledge. Her face changed instantly, and she yelled to my mom, Mrs. Miller, block the front gate for me. I'm about to kill a chicken and catch a dog. You got it, Mrs. Henderson. You can borrow my dog. Mom cheerfully unchained our dog and told Victoria to toss him over to the neighbor's yard. Victoria hesitated, but Hannah excitedly picked up the dog, placed him on the wall, and our dog, Buddy, jumped down himself. On command, Buddy immediately started barking at the woman on the ledge. The woman's face turned pale with fear. She was trapped. While she hesitated, Mrs. Henderson grabbed her by the hair and dragged her back inside. Soon, screams and the sounds of a fight came from the room. I quickly went over and said, Mom, you don't think anything bad will happen, do you? Mom was also worried, so she told Hannah to go check and make sure no one got seriously hurt. Hannah hopped the fence to get a front row seat to the drama and play mediator. She came back a short while later, and Mom asked her, How is it? Hannah whispered, Mr. Henderson wants a divorce, but Mrs. Henderson refuses. The other woman is pregnant with a boy. Mom was stunned. Mrs. Henderson had 3 daughters but never a son. She used to envy their relationship, but now, they're negotiating now. Mr. Henderson said he'd leave with nothing, but the mistress won't have it. He told her he married into the family, and then she started fighting with him too. The family clicked their tongues in amazement. Even if they didn't get a divorce, Mr. Henderson's life was about to get very difficult. Buddy was still barking next door, so Hannah hopped back over to bring him back. The moment she let him go, he jumped on me, getting slobber all over my face. I immediately pinned him to the ground and gave him a noogie. That'll teach you to jump on people. I'll pull your nuts off. Buddy struggled, rolled around on the ground a few times, and then ran off, finally taking refuge in Ashley's arms to complain. Hannah comforted him. He's not human, but you're a real dog. Don't stoop to his level or it'll make you look too smart. After the drama was over, Mom went to pick cucumbers, and Hannah pulled up a head of garlic. She peeled a clove and handed it to me. Didn't you want one? Here. I took the garlic and watched as Hannah took half a cucumber and ate it, alternating bites of garlic and cucumber. I looked at the garlic in my hand, then my gaze fell on Buddy. The dog shivered in fear and quickly ran to hide in his doghouse. I had no choice but to pop the garlic in my mouth, and the spiciness almost brought tears to my eyes. After spitting out the garlic, I was met with Hannah's disdain. I can tell you can't handle your liquor. What a waste. What does eating garlic have to do with drinking? I can drink. Hannah, I want some garlic. Ashley came over and asked for a clove, but the moment she put it in her mouth, she scrunched up her face and spit it out. Buddy, thinking it was a treat, came over for a sniff and promptly fainted. I burst out laughing. Ha ha ha, Hannah. Buddy can't handle his liquor either. He passed out from the garlic. Hannah, I'm seriously impressed. I can't believe you can eat something so spicy. Ashley couldn't take it and ran to get some water. Hannah snorted, turned, and went back into the living room. She then said to me coldly, from now on, Ryan will be managing you and Liam. He'll add you on iMessage, so make sure you accept. I thought to myself, Ryan? My sister really knows how to make trouble for me. Whatever, the gossip on Ryan is even better. Better? How much better? Hannah wanted to hear more, but my mouth was on fire, so I ran to get water. After drinking some water, my mouth felt less spicy. I heard Dad's voice from the living room. Ethan, your sisters sent you contact requests. Go ahead and accept them. I opened iMessage and saw 4 friend requests. 1 from each of my 3 sisters, and 1 from Ryan. I ignored Ryan's and only accepted my sister's. The moment I accepted, all 3 sisters sent me money. My eyes lit up when I saw the cash, and I was ecstatic when I saw the amounts. I quickly sent a praise emoji. I'm rich. My sisters are making it rain. More. So happy. Hearing my giddy thoughts, my sisters felt a strange sensation. This brother seemed much easier to please than Liam. Too bad they're a bit blind. I take back what I just thought, but I can tell them a secret. A secret? The whole family perked up their ears. I walked over to them and whispered, I'll tell you a secret. Seeing their strange expressions, I thought I had been too loud, so I lowered my voice even more. I saw where Dad hides his secret stash of cash. Dad would never have guessed that on a day he wasn't home, the entire family would unearth all his hidden money. There's money everywhere in the study. Waha! The treasure hunt begins. What's so exciting? It's everywhere. Mom immediately started searching the bookshelves. She took down the highest book on the shelf, a copy of Journey to the West, and opened it to find it was filled with cash. Where are the pages? Did Ethan eat them? That wasn't all. Mom then grabbed a copy of Romance of the Three Kingdoms and found that half of it was book, and the other half was money. Mom was grinding her teeth in anger. My 3 sisters had started out just casually looking, but they got more and more excited, as if they were on a scavenger hunt for free money, completely oblivious to their mother's dark expression. Victoria thought, Dad is amazing, it's like he hides money in his nostrils. Hannah thought, that's nothing. Look at this floorboard I found. It's all cash underneath. Ashley came over to show off. That's small potatoes. What I found is really impressive. 3 heads huddled together and gasped in unison. Dad actually hid money inside the sofa. How did he get it in there? I bet there's more inside. We should cut it open and see. Hannah brought over a pair of scissors, and with a couple of snips, she cut open the sofa. They were stunned. It was packed with cash. How long had he been saving this? It was only then that they noticed Mom's foul mood and quickly stood quietly to the side. Mom stuffed all the money into bags and urged them to keep looking. Search. If you break or ruin anything, I'll take full responsibility. That's what I was waiting for. I excitedly grabbed a hammer and looked at my sisters. They were shocked. What are you going to smash? I pointed to a pillar. My sisters were even more astonished. It's a solid pillar. How could he hide money in there? Victoria reached out and knocked on it, then fell silent. It was hollow. Mom snatched the hammer, swung it, and a plastic-wrapped $100 bill fell out. Victoria reached out to pull it, and it just kept coming, until there was a huge pile on the floor. Everyone realized this was far more serious than they thought. There's even more in Mom and Dad's bedroom. What? There's more in the bedroom? It's over. Dad is going to get a serious talking to when he gets home. After finishing the study, everyone searched the bedroom even more meticulously. Clothes, pants, pillows, and undershirts were all turned inside out. Hannah, Victoria, you have to come see this. A few of them gathered around, and, well, it was indescribable. Dad taped money together in the shape of underwear and hung it in the closet. How did Mom not notice? It's so obvious. Mom's teeth were grinding as she threw the $100 underwear into the bag. I quietly walked over to the balcony, pulled a plant out of its pot, and took out a small package. Hannah quickly snatched it, opened it, and found it was full of diamonds. That was one expensive plant. I then pulled down the balcony curtain, and Victoria went over for a closer look, discovering that the decorative tassels were actually all necklaces. No way! It's so obvious. How did Mom not see this? Mom spoke in a low voice. Your father told me he bought them from a street vendor, a huge pile for $100, and thought they looked nice as decorations. Victoria pulled one down to examine it. Mom, these are all real. Each one is worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. Wait, where did Dad get so many jewels to hide? I was trying so hard not to laugh. You really can't blame Dad for this one. A jewelry company owed him money and paid him back in jewels. Dad thought they were too cheap to give as gifts, but they looked nice, so he hung them up. The whims of the rich. Just then, Dad's voice came from outside. Honey, I'm home. My three sisters quickly put down the money. Mom, I have something to take care of at the office, so I'm heading out. I've been resting for 2 days. I need to get back to work. I'm shifting my schedule back to the US now, and I need Hannah's help with a few things, so I'll go with her. And with that, the three of them abandoned me and ran. I was startled and quickly said, Mom, I'm going to the kitchen to see if there's anything to eat. I'm hungry. Run. Mom is not acting normal. As my three sisters were leaving, they ran into Dad coming up the stairs. The three of them gave him a look of pity. Dad was confused. What was with that look? Do I owe you money? Dad, you're on your own. We have to go. After they left, he ran into me, and his expression immediately softened. Ethan, my boy, where have you been? I gave a sweet smile. Playing in your study and bedroom. Dad's interest was piqued. Oh, playing what? A game of find the money. Find the money? Dad's face suddenly stiffened. Oh no, he asked nervously. Is your mother in the room? I nodded obediently. Yep, she's counting money. Dad trembled. It's over. How am I going to explain this? Usually, when men hide money, it's for some ulterior motive, but I was really just hiding it, not using it. I'm innocent. I haven't done anything wrong. Dad gave an awkward laugh and turned to leave. I just remembered. There's a contract at the office I forgot to bring home. Can you tell your mom not to wait for me for dinner tonight? David, get in here, Mom's calm voice called out. I shook my head in mock sympathy. It's over, Dad. Don't blame me. If we don't find it now, and the company goes bankrupt later, the house will be seized, and someone else will get all your hidden cash. So it's better to just give it to Mom. We're family, no need to be so formal. Dad had no choice but to walk into the bedroom with his head hung low. He was shocked by the disastrous state of the room. It was over. They had found everything. He quickly dropped his bag and went to appease Mom. I can explain, really? I didn't mean to hide it from you. I just didn't want you to worry. Mom took a deep breath and chose to trust her husband. All right, explain. Remember 10 years ago when the company almost went under during the financial crisis? I thought, what if something like that happens again and we have no money? So I started saving back then. I swear, I haven't spent a single penny recklessly. Mom found it both funny and heartbreaking. Fine. Then you find all the money yourself and either give it to me to deposit or give it to our son. Just don't keep it in the house anymore. What if there's a fire one day? Dad broke out in a cold sweat. Find it all and give it all to my son. Why didn't I think of that? If there was a fire, all my money would be gone. I didn't hear any more commotion and felt a little disappointed. Mom actually believed Dad's nonsense. He might not have spent it recklessly, but he definitely used some of it to buy alcohol. Dad face-bombed. You little traitor. Mom's furious roar echoed from inside the room. Liam finally couldn't stand it anymore and came out of his room. Liam, who had been on a hunger strike, opened his door and saw me. He looked around with teary eyes, and seeing no one else, asked me pitifully, Brother, where are the sisters? Oh, they ran off. Said there was an emergency at the company. Liam was stunned for 2 seconds, then his face changed, and tears started streaming down. Before I could react, he threw himself on me, crying, "Wah, brother." Hearing that news just made me feel so awful. "Can you just let me hug you?" As he spoke, he started pushing me towards the stairs. "No, let go of me. If you want to cry and make a scene, don't do it on me. I don't know how to comfort people, I only know how to hit them. You want to try?" A man launching a sneak attack, just what I'd expect from someone who eats imported snacks. He's clinging to me and won't let go. What's his game? He's getting tears all over my new clothes. I can't take it anymore. I jabbed him right in the armpit. Liam yelped in pain and let go, his face twisted up, forgetting even to cry. He stared at me in disbelief. "Brother, you actually hit me." I sniffed my fingers. "Good, no BO. Liam's face turned ashen. "You not only hit me, but you insult me too. I'm your brother." "What brother? What part of you looks like me?" "Oh, never mind, you do kind of look like my deceased neighbor." "You're not his son, are you?" Liam was trembling with anger. "Brother, can't you say something nice for once? Say something nice? You're the only one allowed to play the victim, but I'm not allowed to be sarcastic? So dramatic." I ignored him and turned to go downstairs. A vicious look flashed in Liam's eyes. "That bastard." He reached out to grab my arm, but it was like I had eyes in the back of my head. I dodged, and he ended up lunging over the railing and sliding down. I thought to myself, wow, so smooth. That was fun. Too bad you didn't fall and break your neck. Liam pulled his hand back and carefully made his way down the stairs, holding the railing. I watched him wobble down the stairs from below and sneered internally. Wearing shoe lifts even at home. Such a poser. Once downstairs, Liam looked around, hoping someone in the house would come and show him some concern, but he found that none of the maids were around. He couldn't help but ask me, "Brother, where are the maids?" "Oh, I heard there was trouble at the company, so they took the money and ran." "Ran where?" "They got a half day off to go shopping." Liam was shocked again. He didn't believe it and secretly called Victoria. "Hello, Victoria? Why did you leave without saying anything? Is the company okay?" She said it was fine. He hesitated, then added, "Sister, I gave all my money to Dad." A warmth spread through Victoria's heart. She hadn't expected her brother to be so considerate as to offer money to help the company. Unlike Ethan, who only caused trouble. "I'll send you some money." After hanging up, Liam smugly opened his iMessage, but when he saw the transfer amount, his face turned blacker than the bottom of a pot. 16,000? Was Victoria treating him like a beggar? It used to be at least $500,000, and this time she only sent this little. What he didn't know was that all three sisters' cards and income had been frozen. They only received $10,000 a month from Dad for living expenses. Giving him over $10,000 was already a stretch. Liam sent out another message. "The Miller family may be in trouble." The reply came quickly. "Find a way to get into the Miller's company." Liam quickly deleted the message, feeling a bit puzzled. Why did that person want him to get the Miller family's assets and also establish himself in the entertainment industry? But he trusted that person because all the benefits went to him, so why wouldn't he do it? Liam was starving in the kitchen, while I was in the yard, petting the dog and leisurely enjoying the drama. Liam is thinking that he gave his money to Dad and is afraid he won't get it back. He's panicking almost to the point of fainting. Should I go over and give him a pinch to snap him out of it? Oh wait, he used the money to hire paid trolls to slander me. I don't get it. My reputation is already so bad that bleach couldn't clean it. Why is Liam still hiring people to attack me? This guy really can't read the room. Although I gained a lot of attention from the island show, thanks to the rampage of my haters, my reputation is even worse than before. Alright, buddy, let me show you how people on Twitter are cursing out my haters. I held my phone in front of the dog. The dog thought, I'm a dog. Why am I looking at a phone? If I look at it, it'll make me seem smart. What if someone finds out and takes me away for research? Buddy was deeply worried. I slapped him on the head. Pay attention. The dog wanted to cry but could only pretend to understand. I thought, see that? They hit people, curse people, can go crazy at any moment, and carry 9 different kinds of weapons. It's shocking. My haters are even more vicious than I am. I scrolled to another comment to show him, and this one. This person is calling my haters morons, saying they're as irrational and inhuman as a certain washed-up celebrity. That's a roundabout way of insulting me. I put my phone away and looked up at the sky. The evening glow reflected on my delicate features, but I looked completely out of place. System? Host. Liam is plotting against you again. You were glowing with a golden aura just now, and it triggered him. What's wrong with him? He's jealous of my golden glow? Why doesn't he just fly up and hang out with the sun? Oh, so he's having Ryan find me a couple of better opportunities. Well, thank you so much. I think Liam is such a nice guy, I should get him a little gift too. I nudged the dog and sauntered into the kitchen. In the kitchen, Liam was fumbling around, trying to cook some noodles. I leaned against the doorframe with my arms crossed and exclaimed, "Oh, you're doing it wrong. You're supposed to put the noodles in first, then the sugar. Why did you add salt?" Liam wanted to get angry, but he held it in. He gave me a dirty look. Who puts sugar in their noodles? I couldn't watch anymore and just dumped all the seasonings he was holding into the pot. Ever heard of noodle goulash? You can't even cook noodles. Liam watched from the side, on the verge of tears. Stop adding stuff. Is that even edible for humans? My hand paused. You want to bet the dog will eat it? Finally, I finished cooking the noodles. It was a black, indistinguishable lump. If you knew, you'd say it was noodles. If you didn't, you'd think it was a charcoal briquette. Liam's hands were shaking, and he finally couldn't take it anymore. He threw down his chopsticks and ran. You eat it. I'm ordering takeout. I picked up the chopsticks and shook my head in disappointment. You should have said so earlier. I went to all this trouble for nothing. If you're not eating it, I'll give it to the dog. I took the noodles out to the yard and gave them to Buddy. He sniffed it and then started gobbling it down. I wondered aloud, is it that good? Why didn't Liam eat it? Not long after, the dog threw up everything he had eaten, including his lunch. I felt awkward and pretended to look at my phone, but then I saw a new deposit notification. I counted the zeros uncertainly. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, $2 million deposited today. I couldn't stop grinning. Mom transferred all of Dad's hidden money to me and told me not to tell my sisters. I'm not an idiot. I won't tell them, and from now on, I'll act as poor as possible around them so those three spendthrifts don't take the money and give it to Liam. With the money in my account, I forgot all about the sick dog. In a good mood, I opened iMessage and accepted Ryan's friend request. I wanted to see what kind of opportunities he had found for me. The moment I accepted, Ryan sent a flood of messages. I opened them and saw scripts, audition roles, and even the times and locations for the auditions. Is this guy really that nice? Too bad, just like Liam, he's ruthless. I opened one of the scripts. It was an adaptation of a popular novel called The Year I Left You, a dramatic romance about a wealthy family. In the story, the male and female leads are childhood sweethearts who are in love, but on the day the heroine plans to confess her feelings, the hero's family suffers a tragedy, forcing them apart. Years later, they meet again, and just when you think they'll get back together, it turns out the heroine has been holding a grudge all this time and relentlessly torments the hero. She even kisses another man in front of him. In the end, the hero, completely heartbroken, decides to leave town, but gets into a car accident on the day of his departure. The heroine is filled with regret and lives the rest of her life in misery. System? Host, this show is Kevin's grave and Hannah's prison. Kevin? The one my sister is paying $20,000 to be her boy toy? What the hell, only 20 grand. Who is she looking down on? She deserves to go to jail. Host, you're focusing on the wrong thing. Kevin will be framed by Liam in this show, and your sister will take the fall and go to jail. I don't care. It's all up to fate. You can't blame anyone but her for being so blind. I put my phone away, a glint of gossip in my eyes. Let's go. Let's go. Time to get the dirt on my sister. I want to see how Liam befriends Kevin and how Hannah messes with him. Host, don't you want to see your audition role? Oh, I was so excited I forgot I have an audition too. I opened my phone again to look at the role and froze, then burst out laughing. It's just the role of a butler, isn't it? Ryan thinks he can control me with this. He either thinks too highly of himself or too little of me. Back when I first started in this business, I played beggars, corpses, maids, body doubles, you name it, I've done it. It was by accumulating all those small roles that I got my footing in the industry. This butler role is practically tailor-made for me to get all the gossip. In the script, when the heroine is in a bad mood, the butler comforts her. When she's drunk, the butler takes care of her. When she has something on her mind, she confides in the butler. When she forgets a document, the butler delivers it. The only difference is that the butler in the show is an older man, and I'm only 18. Making me play this role is indeed a bit much. I changed my clothes and went to the company. I had just arrived in the hallway when I ran into Ryan, who was about to leave. I stopped. When Ryan saw me, a sarcastic tirade was inevitable. Sure enough, he started in. Well, look who it is. Someone's got a big ego, already a has-been and still acting like a diva. You think a little bit of online traffic means you can ignore your manager? Getting you to accept an iMessage request is harder than getting an audience with the president. I cleaned out my ear. What? I didn't quite catch that. Sorry. I slept for so long that my grandkids started nagging me in my dreams. Ethan, what kind of attitude is that? If you want to be a successful artist, The most basic requirement is to respect your manager and stay on top of your messages. I hit him with a comeback. I'm the president's mother. Which grandkid are you? How are you supposed to get on the list if you don't even register? Ryan was trembling with rage, pointing at me. Ethan, all you do is eat and sleep. If you don't want to be in this industry, then get the hell out. Stop wasting other people's time and resources. I smirked, my eyes glinting. Oh, whose time am I wasting? Yours? Isn't your time spent pimping people out, wasting resources? Are you talking about the butler role I'm auditioning for? Wow, you want it? Fine, I'm generous. It's all yours. I waved my hand dismissively, feigning magnanimity. I'm not one to hold grudges. If a dog bites me, I usually just slap it a couple of times. Ryan looked like he was about to have a heart attack. People have always kissed up to me. I can make or break a career, and today I was being humiliated by Ethan. He composed himself and sneered, if you don't want the butler role, that's fine. As long as you do what I say, I can get you a supporting actor role. He was certain that Ethan would beg him for the role, and then it would be easy to control him. Unfortunately for him, he was about to be proven wrong. I not only looked down on him, but my eyes were filled with disgust. Do what you say. So you want to be my mother now? TSK. Even my dad wouldn't be interested in someone like you. Back at the office, Dad suddenly sneezed. Strange. Feels like someone is talking bad about me. Ryan's plan failed, so he stopped talking and tried to shoulder check me as he walked past. I didn't dodge, just stood my ground and let him. When his shoulder hit me, I was fine, but he stumbled back, clutching his chest in pain, his face dark and twisted. I covered my mouth to hide a laugh. Hey man, do you not watch where you're going? The hallway is wide enough, but you had to walk right through me. Trying to get my attention? Too bad, my dad's not interested in you, and neither am I. Ryan's face flushed red. Seeing someone approaching, he quickly walked away in his heeled shoes, shooting me a glare before he left. You bastard. Just you wait. I raised an eyebrow. You little punk. I'll be waiting. Gossip. It's about my second sister. After pissing him off, I ran towards the office. Inside, Kevin was quietly setting out a home-cooked meal, arranging it neatly on Hannah's desk. Hannah gave it a cold glance and went back to her work. Kevin had a cool demeanor, appearing strong on the outside, but he was fragile and sensitive on the inside. He spoke softly, Hannah, you should eat first. The food will get cold and won't taste as good. Hearing this, Hannah closed her laptop, her dark eyes sweeping over him. She picked up her chopsticks and took a bite. The moment it was in her mouth, her brow furrowed, and she turned to spit it out, slamming the chopsticks down with a clatter. She looked at him with a cold expression. Is this how you repay me? You can't even make a decent meal. Kevin lowered his head and apologized. I'm sorry, I'll do better next time. His eyes were already moist, but he fought back the tears. Seeing him like this only made Hannah angrier. She dumped the entire meal into the trash can, threw the bowl in after it, and said coldly, Get out. Kevin gathered the dishes and hurried away. The moment he was out of the office, the tears he had been holding back started to flow uncontrollably. Kevin wiped his eyes, and when he looked up, he saw me at the door, enjoying the drama. He panicked for a second, forced a smile, and quickly left. I watched him go, my expression darkening. TSK, this Hannah is such a jerk. Even I, a mere spectator, can't stand it. Host, it's fine. She's going to jail anyway. Oh right, Hannah is going to jail, so why should I worry? That jerk. She deserves it. Hannah heard this and wondered, jail? What am I going to do to end up in jail? Ethan, get in here. I didn't listen, instead running off and shouting, oh no, the audition is about to start. I'm going to be late. What was that dog barking about just now? It scared me to death. After I left, Hannah was both angry and frustrated. Ethan knew what had just happened. What would he think of me? Would he think I was in the wrong too? But that man was only with me for the money. I couldn't believe he actually liked me. He had never said he liked me. This kind of relationship was agonizing, but I was too proud to give in. I took a car to the Grand Hotel, where the auditions were being held. I found the room, and when I went inside, I saw that many people had already arrived. Everyone froze when they saw me. Some sized me up, others sneered. I ignored them, scanned the room, and then saw Ashley. She was here too. Ashley saw me too, but ignored me, lowering her head to continue reading her script. I quickly looked away, my gaze landing on Liam and Kevin. System voice. Liam has started to suspect the relationship between Kevin and Hannah, so he is deliberately getting close to him. I know Liam's playbook. First, he befriends someone, gets them to open up, and then uses their weaknesses to hurt them. I have to admit, he's a master at manipulating people. Kevin got the male lead role and Liam got the supporting role. But Kevin was too good, and Liam got jealous. He secretly sabotaged him, making Hannah misunderstand Kevin, which led to them never being able to reconcile. I thought to myself, Hannah is digging her own grave one step at a time. How can she let someone so easily turn her against the man she likes? Since that's the case, I'll just sit back and enjoy her masterpiece of self-destruction. When she's done for, I'll burn some paper money for her. I was a nobody, so no one wanted to get close to me. I didn't care and just found a random seat. But wait, Ashley is auditioning for the female lead? She must still be dreaming. If she gets the lead role, this show is guaranteed to flop. Ashley heard this and was furious. Who was he looking down on? When I get the part, I'll make him eat his words. Besides, the female lead for this show was cast internally a long time ago. She didn't even bother to ask around before showing up. And even if she came, didn't she notice that there are no A-listers here auditioning for the lead? Only my clueless sister is still dreaming of being the star. Ashley quickly scanned the room and her heart sank. Ethan was right. There were no major stars auditioning for the female lead, which meant the role was already taken. She clutched her script, shot me a glare, and hurried out. Liam looked up, puzzled. Why did Ashley leave? Liam, what are you looking at? Kevin followed his gaze but saw nothing, except for me. He gave me a slight nod. Liam saw the nod, and a dark glint flashed in his eyes. He said in a low voice, "That's my brother, Ethan. You probably know him." "I do, I saw the live stream. He has a really bad temper, even I'm afraid to get close to him. And he really does hit people, anyone. He's hit me before, and he's hit my second sister too. My second sister is Hannah." Kevin was stunned. Ethan hit Hannah too? He had started to have a slightly positive impression of me, but after hearing what Liam said, it was all gone. "Host, Liam is poisoning Kevin's mind against you. It's fine. Liam is a master of twisting the truth. He could talk a living person to death and make a dead person jump out of their grave. It seems Kevin is also blinded by love. If he doesn't wake up, the whole family will be attending a funeral. Host, there's gossip. The person next to you effed when she was a kid. She stole someone's watermelon, hollowed it out, took a crap inside, and then put the top back on. Huh? And she's harassing a newcomer in front of all these people?" I turned my head and saw a young woman with her hand on the thigh of the young man next to her. The boy was enduring it silently, not daring to speak up. She was his senior in the industry, and he couldn't afford to offend her. Plus, there were too many people around, and he was afraid of causing a scene that would affect his career. Seeing that he didn't dare to resist, the woman grew bolder, thinking, even if he does make a fuss, he was the one who seduced me first. Wearing shorts that short, isn't that just asking for it? The woman was excitedly about to take things further when someone suddenly tapped her on the shoulder. She turned around angrily. Who the hell dares to interrupt me? When she turned, she saw my handsome face, smiling at her. The woman's eyes lit up. She recognized me, Ethan, better looking than some A-list stars. She pulled her hand back, her eyes sizing me up, and leaned in closer. "Ethan, you just tapped me. Do you need my help with something? All you have to do is, back off, you stink. Did you not brush your teeth this morning?" I said it loudly, instantly drawing everyone's attention. The woman was both embarrassed and furious. "What are you pretending for? You were the one who called me over. Weren't you just trying to seduce me?" "Seduce? Me, Ethan? Seduce you?" Seeing everyone looking at her with disbelief, the woman panicked but still tried to argue. "It's true. I was sitting perfectly fine, and he suddenly told me to come sit next to him. Someone nearby couldn't take it anymore. Just stop. Everyone knows Ethan isn't interested in women, and he's known for hitting them. Now he's going after men too? If you don't want to get hit, you should shut up." If a rumor started about Ethan, the entire internet wouldn't believe it. Everyone knows he's a misogynist. Even if he was found in bed with a woman, it would be her fault. The woman gritted her teeth, realizing she had picked the wrong person to mess with, and reluctantly shut her mouth. The boy who had been harassed gave me a grateful look, but I couldn't be bothered to acknowledge it. I only stepped in because I can't stand women who don't respect men. If she had tried that with me, I would have beaten her so badly her own ancestors wouldn't recognize her. The woman wanted to let it go, but unfortunately for her, I wasn't done. I spoke slowly. You know, some people, they steal watermelons as kids, which is one thing, but then they take a crap inside. Disgusting. Just disgusting. What? Is that something a human would do? Who could be so vile? I glanced at the woman, who was squirming in her seat, and smirked. That person, well, she never grew out of her stealing habit. As an adult, she'd hide in subway restrooms with her phone, secretly filming guys using the toilet. The crowd was furious. Scum of the earth. She should be locked up. Everyone in the room was staring at the woman with suspicion, contempt, and anger. Her face was pale, and she was sweating profusely. I continued, later on, this person got into the entertainment industry, and she didn't just secretly film people, she also committed rape. After hearing this, the woman's face turned completely white, and she looked dazed. She didn't dare to leave. If she did, it would all be over. But she forgot I was a nobody, and the one thing I didn't lack was haters. Haters love to expose secrets, and as it happened, some of my haters were in the room. One of them had already excitedly pulled out their phone and was messaging a group. "Haters, we've got a live one. Jessica, D-list celebrity, secretly films men in restrooms and has a history of rape. We need the full story by tonight. Get on it." The group chat instantly blew up with "Roger that" and 99+ notifications. You would never believe it, but my haters had organized themselves with proper management and group chats. In the future, they would become an unstoppable force. There was nothing they couldn't do. After this little incident, everyone learned a valuable lesson. You can mess with anyone, but don't mess with Ethan. If you mess with him, he'll expose secrets that will get your whole family trending. But of course, there was someone who wasn't afraid, and that was Liam. If he didn't come looking for trouble, he wouldn't be true to his two-faced nature. Liam came and sat next to me with a smile, but I knew he was up to no good. "Brother, are you sure you'll be okay auditioning for the butler role? If you need help, I can teach you." He said it just loud enough for everyone in the room to hear. Ethan auditioning for a butler? Someone couldn't help but laugh. With his personality, it was one thing not to get a supporting role, but a butler? I shot them a look, and everyone quickly shut up. "Liam, you should be worried about yourself. I could pass this audition in my sleep. Yours? You probably couldn't pass it if you were carried in on a stretcher." My tone was sarcastic, and my eyes seemed to see right through him. But Liam was thick-skinned. His lip quivered, and he looked like he was about to cry. "Brother, how can you say that to me? I've been losing sleep over this role. As my brother, shouldn't you be cheering me on?" Losing sleep? Liam grinds his teeth and snores at night. He sleeps more soundly than anyone. A thunderstorm wouldn't wake him. I grinned. "Sure, I'll blow some air for you. You want some?" Liam was stumped and could only go back to Kevin's side. I thought to myself, what a weirdo. Liam thought to himself, psycho. Soon, the auditions began and a staff member came to call people in. While the others were auditioning, I took the opportunity to use my daily prize will spin. Yesterday, I won a pack of tissues, which just made me mad. Ding! You have received one side character gossip card. For use with side characters, best used in a crowd. As long as a side character is in contact with the host, you can get their gossip. The effect deactivates when you leave the gossip source. Gossip points, 1 point per person. What is this? So weird. For example, the gossip I just dropped, everyone in the room heard it. Does that mean 1 point per person? My jaw dropped. Useless system. Why didn't you give me a couple more of these cards? I missed out on all those points just now. It hurts. I decided to save this card for when I was on set. There would be a lot of people on the film crew, and I could get gossip every day. The thought of it made my future seem bright. So good. Soon, my name was called. I walked out with my head held high, full of confidence. Someone muttered, speechless. He's just auditioning for a butler, and he's acting so arrogant. Celebrities these days have no ambition. I thought to myself, who could possibly understand the joy I get from gossip? When I went in, I was ignored. The director, producer, and screenwriter all disliked D-listers, especially me. The director asked seriously, "You're Ethan Miller? You're here to audition for the role of the butler." The group exchanged glances. They had assumed I was there for a supporting role, but it was the butler. Surprising, very surprising. I smiled calmly. "Yes, director. What is my audition scene?" The director told me to perform a scene where I take care of the drunk female lead and added, "You can choose someone in the room to be your scene partner." My eyes immediately landed on the cinematographer. Pointed at her. "I want her." The cinematographer reacted quickly and came over. "What do I need to do?" "You don't have to do anything. Just sit in the chair. A drunk heroine wouldn't be sitting on the floor, right? That would be unseemly." The cinematographer obediently sat down. I then said, "Close your eyes." She did as she was told, thinking to herself, "I'm just a prop. I'd really like to take a nap right now." Once ready, I gave an okay sign. In the next second, my expression, demeanor, and movements all changed. A fresh, simple, and energetic aura washed over me. "Miss, you're drunk again?" My natural performance made the director, producer, and screenwriter's eyes light up. I didn't play the world weariness of a 50-year-old butler, but rather the innocence and vitality of a 20-year-old one. After calling her name a few times without a response, I helped the heroine to the bedroom. I thoughtfully brought a basin of water for her face and feet, tucked her in, and didn't forget to turn off the light on my way out. It was a series of simple actions, but I was completely immersed in the character without a single flaw. The director and screenwriter whispered to each other, "He can actually change his entire aura. It's a waste for him to play the butler. We could give him a supporting role." After I finished my performance, I returned to my usual self. "Directors, I'm finished." The director spoke with a complicated expression. "What do you think about a supporting role?" I refused directly. "I'm sorry, sir. I only want the role of the butler. No one was going to interfere with my gossip gathering." The director was a bit disappointed but announced, "All right, we'll notify you later about when to join the production." I grinned. I had passed. I said, "Thank you, sirs," and left. The director shook his head. A role that others would beg for, and he turned it down. The producer agreed, "Yeah, what a shame. They never expected that the usually arrogant Ethan would be so calm after his performance. Only someone with real talent can switch between roles so freely." This Ethan was not simple. Next up was Liam. When he saw me come out, he asked with fake concern, "Brother, how did it go? It must have been hard to play a 50-year-old butler, right?" "Sorry, I passed. I'll be joining the cast soon." Liam's expression froze for a second. He muttered a congratulations and went inside. Kevin was also at the door but didn't seem to want to talk to me. "You're Kevin, right?" I spoke first. "Your parents are seriously ill in the hospital, and you have a younger sister still in school. You just graduated from college, have been interning at the company for 6 months, and you've been with Hannah for 6 months too." Kevin's expression soured. Only Hannah knew about his family situation. Did she tell Ethan? Prying into someone's private life isn't very gentlemanly, is it? I said in a relaxed tone, "Don't be nervous. I won't spread it around. I just wanted to give you a piece of advice." I leaned in and whispered in his ear, "Stay away from Liam." By the time Kevin processed what I had said, I was already gone. He looked down, a hint of mockery in his eyes. Liam was right. Ethan had hit him, so it was no wonder he wanted me to stay away from Liam. If Liam had no friends, it would be easier for Ethan to bully him. 2 days after the auditions, the entire cast was confirmed, and the shooting schedule was set. The actors for the indoor scenes were about to head to the location. This time, filming was on a mountain near Lake Arrowhead. I heard there were 2 large villas up there with beautiful scenery and fresh air. I packed my bags and was surrounded by Mom and Dad. "Ethan, dear, if you run into someone tall and strong that you can't beat, just try to avoid them. Don't get yourself hurt. That's right. If you can't win, go for a low blow. Works on men and women." I was shocked. Were my parents teaching me how to fight? Mom also secretly slipped a card into my hand. When she saw Liam come out with his luggage, she quickly pulled her hand back and put on a worried expression. I thought to myself, the Oscars owe my mom an award, and I'm giving it to her. Only a fool would turn down money. I quickly put the card in my bag and played the part of the loving, filial son for my parents. Woo! Another massive fortune has come my way. All you young models, wait for me. Slurp. Mom and Dad heard this and were filled with questions. Seeing Mom and Dad fussing over me, Liam jealously came and stood between us. "Mom, Dad, I'll be on the mountain for many days without seeing you. I'm going to miss you so much." They both gave him a perfunctory nod, thinking, "Don't miss us too much, we don't have any money for you." Liam could tell that his parents' attitude towards him had changed. He didn't get anything and could only force a smile through his jealousy. This time, on this film shoot, I'm afraid someone's outlook is grim. Mom and Dad's hearts tightened when they heard my thoughts. Whose outlook is grim? They wanted to hear more, but I said nothing else. After we left, Mom and Dad hugged each other and cried, "It can't be Ethan. He's so smart and tough. He'll definitely be able to handle any danger." I thought to myself, tough? Thanks, Mom, that's a perfect description. This shoot was in the same region, only a 5-hour drive away. Liam brought a huge suitcase, and even with his shoe lifts, he couldn't move it an inch. He looked at me pitifully, hoping I would help. I looked up at the sky, down at the ground, and quickly slipped into the car. See no evil, hear no evil. Once in the car, I closed my eyes, wanting to sleep, but Liam couldn't sleep and started chatting with the driver about family and kids, which was really getting on my nerves. This driver beats his wife at home all the time, and he has the nerve to say he's good to his wife and daughter. He's put his wife in the hospital several times, and once he almost killed her. He's also violent with his daughter. One of her ears is deaf because he hit her. I thought, my God, how could the Miller family hire someone like this? If Mom and Dad knew, they would definitely fire him, and then he'd just go home and be even more abusive. I hate people who are cowards outside but tyrants at home. taking it out on their family. Host, alcoholics tend to have violent tendencies. This man is not only an alcoholic but also a gambling addict. Unless he commits a crime, there's not much that can be done. I was so angry that I just fell asleep. 5 hours later, the car stopped in town. Liam said he was starving and wanted to eat before we went up the mountain. I agreed. I left my bag in the car and followed Liam into a noodle shop. The moment we walked in, we were recognized by fans. Liam's diehard fans and my haters. Oh my God, our precious Liam. I can't believe we're seeing you here. We're your fans. Can we get a picture? The fan was so excited to see her idol she nearly jumped 6 feet in the air. Liam gave a sweet smile. Of course. After taking a close-up photo with the fan, he ordered a bowl of noodles and asked me what I wanted. I just ordered something random. I noticed 2 pairs of eyes to my right staring at me. When I looked over, they looked down. When I turned back, their gaze returned. I thought to myself, this is so weird. Staring at me like I'm a ghost in broad daylight would freak anyone out. Good thing I'm the exception. The haters were thinking, this is so awkward. There are too few of us to properly greet our idol. He's definitely noticed us, and now he's unhappy. I thought, I'm not unhappy. You've got it all wrong. The haters thought, we've been wronged. We were just so excited we forgot to blink. After finishing his noodles, Liam lingered, chatting with his fans, as if afraid people didn't know he was there. I urged him to hurry up, which his fans didn't like. Our Liam loves his fans. What's wrong with chatting a little longer? If you want to go by yourself. It's not safe for Liam to be with you. His haters are crazy. Let's hope we don't run into them. The haters were thinking, we'll follow them later and give them a taste of our full arsenal. If you're not going, I am. I didn't want to attract too much attention. Fans these days are irrational, and since we were heading to the mountain to film, being followed would be a huge hassle. Liam wasn't leaving, so I was just about to go when Liam called out to me. He looked sadly at his fans and said, thank you all for your support, but I'm the younger brother, so I have to listen to my older brother. His words were so ambiguous. He was leading his fans to believe that I was controlling and bullying him. Sure enough, the fans got angry. Ethan, what right do you have to boss Liam around? He can think for himself. Every time Liam is with you, something bad happens, and he still defends you. Liam then pretended to reason with his fans. Please don't say that. My brother doesn't mean it, he just doesn't want to cause a scene. My haters couldn't stand it anymore. One of them slammed the table and yelled, you two homewreckers! You stole our girlfriends and you dare to eat here in public? Have you no shame? Another hater dragged one of the fans out. The fan who was being dragged was stunned and tried to pull away. Let go of me. We didn't steal your girlfriends. We have pictures to prove it. You want us to show everyone? The latest nudes, high def and uncensored. The 2 fans panicked. The women they were cheating with were really these 2 haters' girlfriends. Afraid of being exposed, they covered their faces and ran. The haters didn't let them go, chasing after them and yelling, stop, you bastards! Still calling him precious Liam? Go kiss your own damn mother. I thought to myself, I have a feeling they're cursing someone out, and it sounds like it's Liam. Am I hearing things? Liam looked awkward, and as a crowd started to gather, he urged me, let's go. There are too many people. I laughed internally. Weren't you the one who didn't want to leave? Keep up the act. Gossip. Those 2 just now were my haters. My haters are so vicious, even chasing people down to beat them up. They've clearly inherited some of my skills. I looked up at the sky. My God, who can understand this? My haters learn all the bad things and none of the good. But this is awesome. As long as they don't hit me, they can do whatever they want. I had eaten too much and couldn't sleep in the car, but Liam started complaining of a stomachache. I thought, such a drama queen. Suddenly, a poot sound came from inside the car. I quickly covered my nose. Boat! Another one. The driver awkwardly broke the silence. Haha, an upset stomach is perfectly normal. There are no restrooms up ahead, so we'll have to wait until we get to the base of the mountain to stop. Liam was mortified, his face beat red. Boat! The third one arrived. He wished he could jump out of the car and find a hole to crawl into. I was holding my nose and wanted to jump out of the car too. What on earth did you eat? It stinks so bad. It smells worse than a dead fish in a sewer. System reminder, what else could it be? Snacks. He didn't learn his lesson from the toilet incident. He bought another pile and put them in his drawer, and he ate a bag of beans on the way here. I quickly opened the window for ventilation. I didn't want to be so dramatic. After all, nature calls and it's healthier to let it out. But I just couldn't pass up the opportunity to humiliate Liam. If I were the one farting today, Liam would definitely say, oh brother, life is about movement, and health is about circulation. Gas is just the body's waste. Letting it out helps you live longer. Thankfully, it wasn't long before we reached the base of the mountain. The moment the car stopped, Liam, wearing a mask, sprinted towards the restroom. He looked like he was one step away from soiling his pants. The driver got out to have a smoke, his eyes occasionally glancing towards the convenience store. I also got out for some fresh air, went into the store, bought 2 bottles of liquor and some snacks, and put them directly in the car. The driver glanced at them and said in surprise, "That's some good liquor, Mr. Miller. Are you going to drink it?" "No." The driver swallowed, put out his cigarette, and got back in the car. Liam returned after taking care of his business, and the car continued up the mountain. We had about half an hour left. Bored, I opened Twitter and was immediately flooded with notifications, all from people I didn't know. Another celebrity scandal in the entertainment industry. Someone has publicly accused Jessica of raping a minor. This kind of scum should be executed. "Brother, what are you looking at?" Liam leaned over. I openly showed him my phone. When Liam saw the content, he looked at me in shock. "How did you know about this? Was what you said before true, not just nonsense?" He panicked internally. What kind of mouth did Ethan have? He had sent another person to jail. If he knew everything about me, would I end up in jail too? Terrifying. I showed him a post from one of my haters. A hater exposed it. What does it have to do with me? I thought to myself, Liam is dreaming. I don't know everything. For example, the person he's messaging, I can't get any gossip on her. Something is definitely up. After seeing the post, Liam breathed a sigh of relief. I continued scrolling through Twitter and accidentally came across a post from the award-winning actress Chloe Davis. When did I follow her? Oh right, the damn original me. Chloe had posted, "Looking forward to seeing you again," with a picture of a landscape. The ambiguous message made Twitter explode. Fans speculated whether she had someone she liked, while others tried to debunk the rumors, saying she was just reminiscing about a place she had visited. But the fans were still curious and started looking for clues. I lingered on the landscape picture for a moment before continuing to scroll, and soon I came across ugly pictures and memes of myself. The more I looked, the more I liked them. I liked the post and saved them all. The user who posted the memes saw my like and excitedly messaged the hater group chat, "Haters, the memes I made of our idol, he saw them himself. I have a feeling he definitely saved them." The chat instantly flooded with messages. "I'm so touched. Our idol finally noticed us." 2 of our haters ran into him today and even got into a fight with Liam's fans. If I had seen that, I would have definitely said, "Thanks for making my reputation even worse." Soon, the car arrived outside the villa. The driver took out Liam's luggage. "I won't go in with you. This is a private villa, and unauthorized people aren't allowed inside." I handed the snacks I had bought to the driver. "Sir, thank you for the long drive. The weather is getting colder. Have these snacks on the road." The driver was taken aback and politely refused. "Sir, it's my job. I can't accept this. I already bought them, and I'm not going to eat them, so just take them." After a little more coaxing, the driver accepted, and his impression of me improved significantly. "I hope you 2 gentlemen have a pleasant stay." After the driver left, Liam struggled over with his suitcase and asked curiously, "What did you give the driver?" He seemed so happy. "Oh, I bought him a pack of cigarettes. That's why he's happy," I lied. Liam was dismissive. Buying cigarettes for a driver? Mom and Dad already pay him a salary every month. Liam couldn't move his luggage and pleaded with me pitifully, brother, please, can you help me? Ryan is setting up the scene and can't come out to get us." "I'm not falling for that. Why don't you change your shoes? These hands of mine aren't made for manual labor." Tears welled up in Liam's eyes. He angrily threw his suitcase on the ground and sat down, crying, "Brother, what do you have against me? I'm not competing with you anymore. Can't you just give me a little bit of respect?" Liam is starting his act again. He's so deep in character. Should I engage? If I do, he'll just go on and on. If I don't, he'll just keep whimpering. Just then, Kevin walked out and immediately saw Liam crying on the ground. Assuming I was bullying him, he walked over angrily and helped Liam up. "Ethan, how can you bully your brother like this?" His voice was full of disappointment. He supported Liam and picked up his luggage. "Host, the show is about to begin." Liam had already told Kevin to come out and get him. He wanted Kevin to see the scene on purpose. I know, every time Liam cries, he's up to no good. I figured out his routine, but I'm not going to expose him. A good show should be savored slowly. "Kevin, it's not my brother's fault. My suitcase was too heavy, and I asked him to help me with it, but he didn't want to, so Liam's eyes were filled with sadness, perfectly playing the part of the innocent younger brother defending his malicious older brother. Kevin dragged the suitcase and led Liam forward. "I'll carry your bag. Don't make excuses for him. I have eyes. I can see what happened. In front of Hannah, Kevin was as humble as could be, but with others, he had a bit of a temper and some backbone. Unfortunately, what he saw wasn't necessarily the truth. I smirked and followed nonchalantly behind, thinking, the show is just getting started. Yay, I'm gonna get some gossip, gossip, gossip. I was doing a happy dance in my head, wiggling my hips and waving my arms, practically having a rave. The system sighed. He seems so normal usually, but the moment there's gossip, he goes crazy. Host, once everyone has arrived, you can use the side character gossip card. Okay, once everyone's here, just activate it automatically and give me a ding. After arriving at the villa, the three of us went straight to the second floor without seeing anyone else. Liam asked Kevin, "Where's everyone?" "They're all out back setting up the outdoor set. The lead actress is rehearsing her scene." TSK, Chloe is so dedicated. No wonder she's the actress with the most male fans. I silently complained to myself, unlike me, I have a mountain of scandals and get cursed out by haters every day, and they say some really nasty things. The internet's number one sarcastic bastard, the crazy violent man, the loose-lipped secret spiller. I have a whole basket of ugly nicknames. The villa had 3 floors. On the second floor, Kevin pointed to a room and said he was sharing it with Ryan. Then he led Liam into the room, completely ignoring me. "Thanks," I said politely anyway. After all, I have manners. I opened the door to my room and found it spacious and bright, with a simple and comfortable decor. It seemed the owner of the villa had a preference for light colors. I had just put down my backpack when Liam came to get me. This two-faced guy really couldn't rest for a second. "Brother, should we go help out too? I heard we were the last ones to arrive." He put on a pitiful expression. "We already left a bad impression on people from the last show. If we don't do better this time." As he spoke, his eyes started to get red. Kevin quickly comforted him. "It's okay. I got here early, and I haven't been much help either. We're filming the indoor scenes first anyway. The outdoor scenes aren't until next week." Liam held Kevin's hand, still looking dejected. "I wish you were my real brother. Then I'd have someone to talk to." Kevin's heart softened. "You can think of me as your real brother. Did you hear that? Think of him as a real brother." Next up is framing, slandering, and stealing everything from Kevin. Being this guy's brother is a dangerous job. If Kevin wants the title, I'll give it to him, no charge. But seriously, Kevin is a decent guy, just has terrible luck. I'm afraid he won't live long. Liam's mouth could talk an ant's legs off. And with Kevin being so blinded by love, he's not just going to lose his legs, he's probably going to lose his life. To make Kevin completely trust him, Liam pretended not to know about his relationship with Hannah and deliberately called her in front of him. "Hannah, can you come visit me on set when you have a break? The scenery here is beautiful. I'll take you around after we finish filming." "Okay, it's a deal. Please, Hannah." "Ugh, that voice is giving me goosebumps." After hanging up, Liam proudly boasted to Kevin, "My sister Hannah spoils me the most. She agrees to whatever I say. I asked her to visit the set, and she immediately said yes. She agreed to come and torture Kevin. Wow, I'm actually looking forward to it." A flicker of light passed through Kevin's eyes, which Liam caught instantly. He smiled even more brightly. "You're my only good friend. When my sister comes, I'll take you out with us." Kevin lowered his head and mumbled an "okay," his heart filled with anticipation. If Hannah saw him working so hard on set, would she start to like him a little more? I sneered from behind. "Hang out? More like risk your life. When you two are done for, I'll do a little dance on your graves." After the 3 of us arrived at the set, the system suddenly made a ding sound. Side character gossip card has been activated. "Host, get ready for some gossip." My eyes instantly lit up. "Let's do this. Let the feast begin." Wow, the supporting actress who just arrived is secretly married, and her husband is an internet celebrity. Who's talking? Most of the crew members on set jerked their heads up, a wave of fear washing over them. This place isn't haunted, is it? Oh my God, a ghost is whispering in my ear. Chloe froze too. Hearing that familiar voice, her eyes brightened, and she looked up, her gaze meeting mine as I scanned the area. I thought to myself, there's nothing here. Why is the famous actress staring at me? She's like my dog, Buddy. Hearing the name Buddy, Chloe pressed her lips together. So, in my mind, she was on the same level as a dog. How infuriating. The people who had heard the voice waited for a while, and when they didn't hear it again, they thought the ghost had left. But the next second, the ghost spoke again. "Haha, this is killing me." Her husband often sells counterfeit goods on his live streams. Last time, he was selling expired sanitary pads, and when you opened them, there were maggots wriggling inside. How can people like that exist? He needs to be called out and condemned. someone suddenly realized that the voice sounded familiar. Wasn't that Ethan's voice? They could actually hear Ethan's inner thoughts? Holy crap, he was dropping bombshells again. Who was he talking about? Ethan, you have to be more specific. This is killing us. The funniest part is, she saw her husband's live stream selling the expired pads and bought several boxes. Her husband was so freaked out by the maggots that he couldn't sleep all night and ended up keeping her up with him all night long. My God, that intense? This plot is moving at high speed. Can we get some more details? Thanks, and may you have a long and peaceful life. A beautiful woman on the set was now blushing furiously. She had also heard the voice, and putting two and two together, she realized she was the one being talked about. She quickly and secretly ran off to make a phone call. Honey, stop selling those sanitary pads. If this blows up, you're finished. What? You already paid them off? That's good. You need to cancel the contract immediately. This is serious. After hanging up, the woman breathed a sigh of relief. That was close. Her career almost went up in flames. But before she could fully relax, the ghost spoke again. TSK, I just said that, and he's already back on live stream selling more fake goods. This time it's honey. Wow, he added a lot of white sugar. Hearing this, the woman completely lost it. She ran out again to make another call, her voice filled with anger. Stop selling fake products. Why don't you listen? Do you have any idea? If this gets out, you won't just be cursed out, you'll be sued. I'm worried about you. Cancel the contract and come home right now. How much is the penalty? I'll transfer it to you. When she received the contract termination fee from her husband, she winced in pain but transferred the $1 million. This film shoot was now a total waste of her time. Who on earth was exposing all this? And so timely too. She really wanted to thank this person. Liam pulled Kevin along, deliberately getting closer to Chloe. Meanwhile, I was enjoying the gossip while helping to move materials for the set construction. Chloe wanted to come talk to me, but she was being pestered by Liam. She was getting more and more annoyed, and the look she gave Liam turned a bit cold. This man was so noisy. She really wanted to sew his mouth shut. But Liam was completely oblivious and shyly asked Chloe for advice on how to get into character. Mr. Liam, Chloe's cool voice interrupted him. Her eyes were cold, her smile barely visible. Mr. Liam, this Mr. Kevin next to you is very talented. I don't have any advice for you. If you're not busy, please step aside. I need to rehearse. Being rejected so publicly, Liam's face instantly turned pale. He could only force an awkward smile. My apologies. I shouldn't have bothered you. I'm sorry. After saying that, tears fell from his eyes, and he stubbornly turned and walked away. Kevin quickly chased after him. Liam, where are you going? Liam's heart was filled with venom. That hypocritical bitch. So what if he got the lead role? What's so great about him? Why would the famous Chloe praise him? Bastard. When Kevin finally caught up to Liam, he found him crying softly under a tree. Ever since he had met Liam, Kevin knew that he cried easily and was a sensitive and fragile boy. He walked over and asked, "Is it because of Chloe?" She probably just said it without thinking. Don't take it to heart. She has a very good reputation in the industry. Liam wiped his tears and whispered to him, "Actually, it's because I have a crush on her that her words hurt me so much. You've never been through it, so you probably don't understand." How could Kevin not understand? He went through that same feeling of insecurity almost every day. Thinking of this, he felt that he and Liam were kindred spirits and couldn't help but give him a hug. There was no trace of sadness in Liam's eyes, only venom and coldness. He continued, "I thought I would get the lead role and then I could build a relationship with her in the show. But I never expected to lose out and only get a supporting role." As he spoke, Liam started crying again. A wave of guilt washed over Kevin. If he hadn't gotten the lead role, Liam would have been the star. He had ruined someone's chance at love. The roles were all set now, and there was no changing them. Kevin wasn't foolish enough to ask to switch roles. After all, he had earned the lead part through his own hard work. He had auditioned for the lead to be worthy of Hannah. "Kevin, you're more talented than me, that's why you got the lead role. But I really do like her. Can you promise me one thing?" Liam wiped his tears, a triumphant glint in his eyes. "Name it," Kevin agreed without hesitation. If it was something he could do, he would definitely help. That's what friends were for. "Promise me you won't have any physical contact with her, okay? This show has kissing scenes and bed scenes. You can request a body double or use camera tricks." The request wasn't unreasonable. Kevin didn't like physical contact with people he wasn't interested in anyway, so he nodded immediately. "I promise." Liam finally smiled. "Kevin, you're the best. I'm so lucky to have a friend like you." A warmth spread through Kevin's heart, and he smiled too. "Liam, you should smile more often. You're actually very handsome when you smile. But my brother is better looking, and he likes her too. On the last show, they were always in the same group. I'm worried that during this shoot, he'll do something bad to her. He's hit her before, so he'll definitely threaten her. Liam started stirring up trouble again. That happened. Kevin was completely shocked. He didn't know the details, but hitting a famous actress like her was going too far. How could he lay a hand on someone as wonderful as Chloe? He wasn't a man. Yeah, that's why my brother has so many haters. I'm really worried that if he keeps this up, everyone will despise him. Liam continued to add fuel to the fire. I rolled my eyes internally. Thanks for your concern. I'm not afraid of being despised. Everyone is welcome to despise me. Kevin thought for a moment and said, then I'll keep an eye on both of them for you. If anything happens, I'll let you know. Thanks, Kevin, you're a great guy. Liam was smug. With just a few words, he had secured a loyal friend and a free spy. This was a win. I followed behind them, watching Kevin's sincere, I'd do anything for a friend expression, and sneered internally. You fool. You think you've made a friend, but you've actually just been handed a one-way ticket to hell. With this move, Liam is not only using you as a pawn, but he's also going to steal your credit, push you into the abyss, and climb up over your dead body. In the last life, this is exactly how he destroyed you. I thought silently, the warmth draining from my eyes. Yes, the last life. The phrase echoed in my mind, but it was like looking through frosted glass, blurry and indistinct, leaving only a bone-deep hatred and a sense of powerlessness. I didn't know why I knew these things. This storyline was like a brand on my soul, allowing me to see through Liam's every move. The three of us arrived at the outdoor set under construction. The place was bustling with the director, crew, and a few supporting actors, all busy at work. The most eye-catching person, without a doubt, was Chloe, who was standing in the center of the area, discussing something with the director. She was dressed in a simple white casual outfit, her long hair tied back loosely, her face free of makeup, yet she was still breathtakingly beautiful. Sunlight filtered through the leaves, casting a sacred halo around her. Liam immediately pulled Kevin over to her, while I tactfully moved to the side, pretending to survey the surroundings, though in reality, all my attention was focused on them. Hello, Ms. Davis. I'm Liam. I'm also an actor in this show, Liam said, his voice laced with the perfect amount of shyness and admiration. Chloe turned at the sound of his voice, her cool gaze sweeping past Liam and Kevin before landing precisely on me, standing a short distance away. The moment our eyes met, I saw a complex, unreadable emotion flash in her eyes. Curiosity, confusion, and a hint of a sadness I couldn't comprehend. Why is she looking at me? I don't have any gossip written on my face. I grumbled internally, but on the surface, I calmly looked away. Chloe withdrew her gaze and gave Liam a brief, cool nod as a greeting. Her aloofness made Liam a bit awkward, but he quickly recovered and started making small talk. Just then, Chloe started walking, heading straight for me. I froze. The eyes of everyone on set followed her, focusing on me. What does she want? Is she here to cause trouble? No, that's not right. In the last life, wait, we didn't have any interactions. Ethan. She stopped in front of me, her voice as cool and clear as striking jade. Long time no see. My heart skipped a beat, but I put on a confused expression. Ms. Davis, have we met before? She looked at me deeply, her gaze so intense it felt like it could pierce through my skin and see into my very soul. After a long moment, she suddenly whispered something strange. The lemon drops from that corner store. They stopped selling them a long time ago. My mind went blank, as if struck by a heavy hammer. Lemon drops. A blurry image flashed through my mind like lightning. A rainy afternoon, under a narrow eave. A thin girl in a school uniform sharing her last lemon drop with an equally miserable me. The sweet and sour taste seemed to instantly come alive on my tongue again. Why is this actress being so weird? What lemon drops? I don't remember any of this. I forcefully suppressed the storm raging inside me, covering it up with the system's sarcastic tone. I could feel Chloe's eyes lingering on my face for a long time, as if trying to discern the truth in my words. In the end, she said nothing and turned away. Watching her walk away, for the first time, I had a huge doubt about my precognition. The next few days of filming proceeded in an orderly fashion. As expected, Liam began his performance. He used his friendship with Kevin to cultivate an image of himself as a diligent, kind, and innocent person on set, all while constantly whispering in Kevin's ear, hinting at my terrible nature and improper intentions towards Chloe. As for Chloe, she seemed to be deliberately avoiding me, yet she would always be observing me from the corner of her eye. Her probing never stopped. Sometimes she would mention an old place name, other times she would hum an old, forgotten song. Every detail was like a key, constantly prying open the sealed door in my mind. Until one day, Liam's first official setup arrived. He coveted a luxury brand endorsement that Kevin was about to secure. So, he used his old tricks, forging chat logs that made it look like Kevin was secretly contacting a rival brand and leaking the campaign plans. He then anonymously sent them to the brand and our company's executives. The system's cold voice sounded in my head. Ding! Tragic fate node detected. Kevin loses the endorsement due to being framed and is shelved by the company. His career ruined. I was reading my script in a corner, and when I heard that, I shot my head up. Not again. This feeling of powerlessness again. I clenched my fists so tightly my nails dug into my palms. I couldn't let this happen. Just then, my sister Hannah came to visit the set. As a company executive, she had clearly received the evidence and was heading to confront Kevin with a cold expression. I immediately rushed over and blocked her path. Ethan, what are you doing? Hannah frowned. I didn't have time to explain, so I just screamed internally, Hannah, are you blind? This Photoshop job is terrible. Look at the edges of the chat bubbles. They're clearly pixelated. And the timestamp, the font is all wrong. This fake chat log, the editing skills are worse than my haters. It's full of holes. Hannah stopped in her tracks. She gave me a suspicious look, then looked down at the evidence on her phone again. Also, Kevin's phone is the latest model, so the status bar at the top of the screenshot should have rounded corners. But this one has sharp corners. This must have been edited using a template from a 3-year-old phone. That idiot Liam, he can't even do a proper job when he's being evil. Hannah's expression shifted rapidly. She looked up sharply, her gaze landing on Liam, who was pretending to comfort Kevin nearby. She said nothing more, turned, and walked away, immediately calling the tech department to verify the evidence. I watched her go, the tension finally leaving my body. At that exact moment, the system's voice sounded again. Ding! Successfully corrected tragic fate node. Kevin is saved from being framed. Host has prevented a tragedy and earned 100 points. Reward distribution. Unlocking memory fragment. Boom! A massive, painful flood of memories instantly overwhelmed my consciousness. I saw it. I saw it all. In my past life, Miller Corp was attacked from both inside and out by the rival CEO, Mr. Thompson, in collusion with Liam, and ultimately went bankrupt. My father couldn't handle the blow and died suddenly of a heart attack. My mother's hair turned white overnight, and she lost her mind. My oldest sister, Victoria, was forced into a business marriage to save the company, marrying an abusive monster, and eventually died of depression after endless torment. My second sister, Hannah, took the fall for all the crimes Liam framed Kevin for to protect him. She went to prison, was horribly bullied, and ultimately committed suicide. My third sister, Ashley, was tricked by Liam into signing huge debts and unfair contracts, was forced into adult films, and finally, unable to bear the humiliation, jumped from a tall building. And as for me, I became a pariah, a stray dog that everyone wanted to kick, cornered by Thompson and Liam with nowhere left to run. On a night of pouring rain, in an alley where I was being hunted, it was Chloe. She had rushed out, disregarding everything, using her slender body to shield me. Run, Ethan. Live. The knife that was meant for me plunged mercilessly into her stomach. She collapsed into my arms, her blood staining my white shirt and dyeing the entire rainy night red. She looked at me, her eyes full of love and reluctance, and with her last ounce of strength, she said, "The lemon drops from that corner store. They were so good, too bad. I can't have them anymore." No! I jolted awake from the memory, drenched in a cold sweat, my heart aching so much I couldn't breathe. Tears streamed uncontrollably from my eyes. I covered my face and let out a beast-like roar. So that's how it was. So I was reborn. Reborn with a system that could fix tragedies, back to a time before any of it happened. And Chloe, she was reborn too. She didn't have a system, only those painful memories, searching for me, testing me all alone. I wiped away my tears, and a monstrous hatred and a flame of vengeance ignited in my bloodshot eyes. Thompson, Liam, the blood debt you owe from the last life, in this life, I will make you repay it 1,000, 1,000,000 times over. And Chloe, my Chloe, this life, it's my turn to protect you. I ran out of the film set like a madman and found Chloe reading quietly in a nearby coffee shop. I walked up to her, my voice trembling with emotion. The lemon drops, they don't sell them anymore. But I know that under the old oak tree on the south side of town, there are glass marbles we buried together as kids. Chloe's hand holding the book tightened abruptly. She slowly looked up, her cool eyes instantly filling with tears. She didn't speak, just bit her lip hard as large tears rolled down her cheeks. 1,000 words were exchanged in that silence. We had found each other again. That afternoon, we shared the stories of our rebirth. I told her about the system, and she told me about all the efforts she had made since she came back. We were no longer fighting alone. We became the strongest of allies. The plan for revenge officially began. First, we had to save my sisters. For Hannah, I had Chloe use a veteran industry insider to casually leak the secret of how Kevin had died in the last life, taking the fall for her. At the same time, when I saw Hannah at home, my inner voice chimed in at the right moment. Hannah's finally getting a clue. Kevin died for her in the last life. She has to treat him well this time. She can't push him away again. A man that good, if you miss him, you'll never find another. Hannah already felt guilty about the Photoshop incident with Kevin, and after learning this truth, she was profoundly shaken. She began to actively care for Kevin, and their relationship quickly thawed, becoming unbreakable. For Victoria and Ashley, I spent 200 points to redeem the system's evidence restoration tool. I restored high-definition videos of everything. Liam secretly making a copy of the safe key, swapping Victoria's rare coin with a fake and selling it to Thompson's confidant, and him deliberately breaking Dad's antique and slashing Mom's painting to frame Ashley. I sent the videos to them anonymously. That night, I heard suppressed sobs coming from Victoria's room, while Ashley burst into my room, hugged me, and cried her eyes out, repeating, "I'm sorry," over and over. My sisters were completely heartbroken and completely awakened. The strength of the Miller family began to quietly unite. We collected evidence of Thompson's and Liam's crimes while waiting for the final showdown. That day finally came. At Miller Corp's most important annual strategy conference, Thompson was in attendance as a special guest. Following the script of The Last Life, he was supposed to drop a fatal scandal about the Millers during the live-streamed event, coordinating with Liam's inside information to crush our family in one fell swoop. But in this life, we were writing the script. Halfway through the conference, Thompson made his move, presenting evidence and accusing Miller Corp of tax evasion and poor product quality. Just as the room erupted in an uproar and camera flashes went wild, my sister Victoria calmly walked onto the stage and took the microphone. "Mr. Thompson, thank you for your concern," she said with a cold smile. Then the image on the large screen behind her suddenly changed. It was playing the videos I had restored. Liam's ugly face as he stole, destroyed, and framed others was clearly displayed for everyone to see. The conference hall exploded into chaos. Liam stood next to Thompson, his face as white as a sheet. But it wasn't over. Victoria took out one last document, her voice ringing through the hall. "Everyone, I have one more special gift for Mr. Thompson and Liam." A paternity test report appeared on the screen. The results were crystal clear. Thompson and Liam were biologically father and son. Liam is not a child of the Miller family at all. He is a pawn that Thompson planted in our home for 18 years. The entire room fell silent. Thompson's face was ashen, and Liam completely broke down, collapsing to the floor. The police, who had been waiting outside, rushed in and arrested both Thompson and Liam on the spot for multiple charges, including corporate espionage, defamation, and intentional destruction of property. Watching their pathetic figures being handcuffed and led away, I sat in the audience, tightly holding Chloe's hand. "It's over," I said in my heart. "The debts of the last life, we've collected them with our own hands in this one." The system's voice sounded one last time. "All tragic fates have been corrected. The timeline has returned to its proper course. System energy depleted, preparing to deactivate. Host, take care." The world before me had never been so clear. After that, the Miller family, under the united leadership of my sisters, did not fall. Instead, it became stronger than ever. Victoria became a renowned iron lady in the business world. Hannah and Kevin got married and ran a thriving entertainment company together, and Ashley, with her sharp investment sense, became an enviably wealthy woman in her own right. As for me, I stepped back from the spotlight, started my own studio, and became Chloe's exclusive, award-winning producer. My haters, with some guidance from Chloe, actually transformed into a non-profit watchdog group called The Watchdogs, dedicated to exposing social injustices and becoming a respected positive force online. As for that abusive driver, I had long since used evidence gathered by a private investigator to send him where he belonged. Everything had turned out for the best. 2 years later, Chloe and I held our wedding in Hawaii. The sea breeze was gentle, and the setting sun cast a golden glow across the beach. My family, my friends, and even that group of fans holding up signs that read, "Congrats to the hater-in-chief on tying the knot," were all laughing and celebrating below the stage. I looked at Chloe before me in her white wedding dress. She was as beautiful as a dream I never wanted to wake from. I took the ring, knelt on one knee, my voice filled with the love of 2 lifetimes. "In our last life, I couldn't protect you." With tears in her eyes, she held out her hand to me. I placed the ring on her finger, stood up, and pulled her into my arms, whispering the rest of the sentence in her ear. In this life, it's my turn to protect you forever. She stood on her toes, placed a gentle kiss on my lips, and replied with a smile, "Me too." Under the vast, colorful sunset and amidst the cheers of everyone we loved, I lowered my head and deeply kissed my bride. The sun was bright, the breeze was warm, and we had a long lifetime ahead of us to make up for all the regrets of the past. This time, there would only be happiness and no more sorrow.